They return with the uniques in the mid of their 15 weeks 15 weeks, holy shit, no, 15
That's a
days
long time.
of downtime. Um, Rebecca returned from space, her little field trip, and Morgan and Kunk just got their absolute shit kicked in. And Zarin is off doing Zarin things. What else will they do with their remaining time? Let's find out.
Yeah, Morgan and Kung both look like they just got their shit rocked.
By Kunk's father.
Yeah, I think I said they were both holding like raw steaks up to their wounds.
Yeah.
Not the dragon steaks though. Morgan wouldn't waste those.
God, no.
But yeah, you were gonna look for someone to talk to, and I don't remember who, Beck.
Uh, I was looking for Stella initially, but she's out, so I'm gonna start looking into someone to potentially train a feat for me.
Okay.
And I'll talk to Stella later.
Yeah. Do you wanna if you wanna say it out loud or DM me the feat? So I know we kind of we
Skill
gotta look for.
expert constitution.
The foot.
Wait, skill expert constitution.
Skill expert. The specific variant is picking the ability score improvement on
You can,
constitution.
it's a half feat.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna do resilient con.
I already have resilient con. That's why I'm taking skill expert
Oh my god!
to get an additional proficiency, an additional expertise.
You know you should get that would probably serve you much better, considering that most of your saving throws that you fail have to do with magical and spell effects. Just get a fucking mantle of spell resistance for the love of God.
It won't help.
It might. Advantage helps.
It won't. I'll roll 2 ones.
Wait, so I will let you
watch,
know just
watch
for like
this
the
shit
timing.
out.
Let's go,
You know what? Forget I said anything.
Dylan. I'm telling you, Beck is cursed on saving throws. It doesn't matter the character. My charisma rolls refuse to go above a 10, and Luke is not allowed to roll high on initiative.
Initiatives. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
We
he's
us
not.
three have curses on different things, and you just roll 27s.
Friedrich is nuts, man. That was ridiculous. Back to back. It was natural 1 for like a fucking 12, then a 27. Natural 1, 27. That happened like 5 times. Well, there was
So
5
Beck,
27s.
for a timing thing, it will be quicker if you want to just get the if you want to train the proficiency and
the expertise.
yeah, or so they're training an ASI, a 1 point ASI, which is half the time of training a feat. So like if you tried to do both, it will take you like twice as long as their training is going to take.
All right, I'll
Which
take
is fine
I'll
if you're
take
even up.
just the ASI then, because I desperately need more HP.
Okay. And what is your
13?
Okay.
I want to make it a 14.
Not nearly as hard. Yeah, not nearly as hard for you to find someone. But go ahead and give me an investigation check unless you have someone you want to ask for leads on finding someone.
I'll ask Boxer, actually. He's here. Like, I imagine our guards would know.
Yeah, conceivably. So just basically asking for someone he knows that is.
Yeah. I'm trying to make myself healthier. Can you help? Do you know someone who can help?
What you would do for con training in universe. You be that guy that just lets snakes bite him to build up a tolerance.
Or just do marathons and shit like that.
Yeah. I guess stamina would be con. Yeah, that makes sense.
Or just go drink hard. That would be Morgan's solution.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see that keg over there? Drink the whole
Drink it.
thing. You'll be good.
And then we'll do it again tomorrow. And then the next day.
But then on the fourth day, you gotta drink 2 kegs.
And if you can't, well, I'm sorry. There's no helping you.
If you can't get down both kegs, there's just nothing for it. You're done.
You're done, kid. You're done.
Okay, yeah. He would have like a he would have a gym he would recommend down in the dock ward.
Jim.
Well, like specifically a specific trainer at that gym.
Okay, yeah. I'll Rebecca's in the gym.
There you go.
And Rebecca would know dock ward, seedier place of town, but it's fine.
I mean, I lived a CD life.
Yeah.
Nothing I'm not used to.
A sneaky
But yeah,
life.
easy enough. You find someone that would be able to help you with it, and you don't really need to complete a challenge for going from 13 to 14. Getting a trainer for 13 to 14. They had it harder because they were trying to do a higher
They're
level
going
one.
above 20.
Right. And Morgan specifically is going above 20. He's already at 21. But yeah, I would say as you're walking back, Rebecca, from talking to the man at the gym,
A gym trainer.
would be yeah, the
I don't have to do any Pokemon battles, do I?
yeah, Andromeda has to fight their Quasit.
Oh, let's go.
As you are walking up, uh, back up towards Troll Skull, you're passing a little park area when all of a sudden something hard hits you in the back of the neck.
I assume it's a coin. I look down at what hit me, and
Yeah, there's a little copper piece
yeah, I look at
rolling
the
on the
nearest
ground.
tree. I'll pick up the copper piece though. I'll take that.
Pocket it.
But yeah, look.
And that's why I don't throw a gold.
I mean, if you're gonna throw money,
Hey, Rebecca.
Elrin, how's things?
Uh, I mean, for me, good, but not good.
Something happened.
Yeah, you know how I told you that I was getting supplies and stuff over to Francesco where he was keeping the
Yeah.
people? They're gone.
What do you mean they're gone?
I mean, there is no sign of them where he had been keeping everybody.
Oh, fuck. Was there any indication that they were taken or they just left?
It looked like something big had landed there. Maybe from when the dragons attacked everyone. I didn't see any bodies though.
Yeah, they're all dragonkin. Of course they'd want them alive.
Yeah, but he wouldn't go down without a fight.
No, he wouldn't.
Especially not protecting people.
Have you heard anything from Bree?
Um, yeah, she was heading back towards Greenest.
Okay.
Check on everyone there. Uh, I didn't tell her about Francesco yet, though.
She might be your best bet to actually contact him with sending. I can't. The only people I know who can cast sending, um, that's at least nearby, um, have not met him. So
You would know Loki.
Loki, but
But
he's at home recovering.
that was a month ago,
That
to be
was a
fair.
month ago. Yeah.
I've done a bunch of stuff. But yeah, Loki did meet him because he took Skittles.
Yeah. Uh,
But also Brie, yeah. Yeah, you were just closer than Brie, so I came here first. And you've been doing more with all that's going on.
I I believe you're very much stealthy enough to have not been followed there. So either they had a traitor among them, or they just happened to come across them.
Or they knew the whole time and didn't do it yet.
That's also a possibility. Where, well, I guess since unless they were taken by like a metallic dragon for safety.
Maybe. I figured he would have left some kind of note there for me if that was the case. But maybe he couldn't.
Maybe. Fuck. 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 Um. Yeah, the best I can do is send a paper bird, but there is no guarantee that will reach him, and I'd have to send a paper bird with said paper bird if he wants to respond. So yeah, you're gonna. Um. You could try and find Loki. Friend of mine. He's in a little community outside Baldur's Gate. I'd tell him exactly where. Um,
Okay.
he's met Francesco. He'd be able to cast sending on him. If you don't want to worry Bree, because I when you find out more about about Francesco's situation, you probably should tell Bree. That's not something you should keep from her.
No. Uh I just didn't want her to, well, I don't know how to say it. I didn't want to without knowing more.
Yeah, that's
I had
fair.
to.
Because he could be perfectly safe, but we just don't know.
All right.
Damn it! I just came back from space. Damn it! Could have asked Large Luigi.
Who?
Uh, all-knowing beholder who runs a tavern up in the Tears of Saloon.
Sounds like an interesting fight.
Um, no, he's not one to fight. Actually, he's nice. One of the few actual kind beholders. Probably the
That
only kind
that,
beholder.
that doesn't sound right.
He climbed some mountain and gained infinite knowledge and decided to open a bar.
It's such a unbelievable story.
It truly is.
All right. All right. 67 heel turn away. Uh should I tell him anything so he knows you really sent me?
Loki, yeah. Uh, Tell him that Shine Sprite still doesn't like the name.
Okay.
That's what he called Andromeda.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, that's not a common thing that people would know. And if he still doesn't believe you, tell him to send me, and I'll tell him off.
I might just tell him to do that anyway. Sounds funny.
Yeah, that would be fun.
All right.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not much I can do for you here, Elrin.
All right. Well, had to come through Waterdeep anyway. Go south.
All right, thanks for the update on the gang. If you need me, you know where to find me, Troll Skull Alley. And if I'm not there, I'm probably out.
Talking to a beholder in space.
Yeah, that it does sound crazy. But I swear to all the gods that it's real.
Swearing to all the gods. You've changed.
Look, I climbed up to the 4th layer of Mount Celestia, so I've had to have changed to make it that far.
Starting to sound like Pierce.
He apparently has a statue being built on Mount Celestia. It's not done yet because his life isn't finished, but yeah, that's interesting. He's such a devoted person to his cause, and he's gonna be recognized for it on Mount Celestia.
But yeah, you'll catch up for a bit, and he'll head back up the tree to sleep before heading out tomorrow, because it would be late.
Yeah. Yeah, when I get back to the bar, I'll check to see if Stala got back.
Okay. Morgan, Kunk, would y'all be doing anything other than licking your wounds?
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't, because like that was like the primary thing that he wanted to look for now, and since he's not able to like currently undergo it, and I know I ask this like every time. Has enough time passed now where I think that this guy would have made me a second gun, or
Reasonably.
reasonably? Okay, so then he will go to his dear friend, the blacksmith, now gunsmith.
Great value, Victor.
Yeah,
Great value, Victor.
the shop. Yeah, I'll say it was like while Rebecca was doing the other. So, the shop would be open, and you would notice that the giant hole in the roof is fixed.
Nice.
Yeah. You gotta check on your gun.
Yep. Yeah. Sorry if I'm pestering you. It's just I'm excited.
Oh no, it's two 2 weeks since you came. No, it's fine. Um, so I do have it.
Okay.
And it is not as he would go and pull one out. it's not quite as like a spin box is from the real world.
Yeah.
So it's not quite as much detail work put into it. There is some like beveling and stuff into it for design, but not um it's not quite as polished.
Okay.
But you would have a spin box.
Yo.
You could dual wield them now.
Yeah, he can. Trying to think of a good name for it. Because I can't just call this one Spinbox 2.
I thought that's just what they were.
Well, I guess, yeah.
I named both of them.
Oh, you just named them both Spinbox, or did you give them a different name?
No, like you have to name both of them because they're both. It's
Oh,
like you
yeah.
have two long swords.
That's true.
Spinbox is the name of the type of weapon.
That's true. Yeah.
You invented it
Kind of.
in air quotes.
He pulls his out. He holds his dwarven friend's one in his other hand.
No.
Oh, he's a gnome. I thought he was a dwarf. Damn, gnome friend. Sorry, my bad. I was under the conception for a very long time he was a dwarf. That is big misremembering on my part.
Clean shaven, short dwarf.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Call this one, and he holds up like the original one. I saw a flash of green light behind the dumpster when I found it. So I'm going to call this one Flash. And while they're loud, I'll call this one Thunder.
You didn't have any other of the attachment ideas he had done. You didn't order any of those other ideas, right? You got the like
Quick loader.
feed loader.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a speed loader.
But you didn't get the knife that goes into the butt of the gun.
No, he didn't end up getting that.
And
Okay.
this is for taking down police helicopters.
Yeah, this one here launches a fireball up to 5,000 feet.
That would be nuts.
Pulls out this giant cylinder that you have to sit on your shoulder.
Does he actually, or are you just messing with me?
No. He does not pull out a rocket launcher.
I would lose it.
I'll say you don't know what the damage is on this gun until you actually use it. It might do. It may or may not have. There may not be something with it.
What does this
Since
switch
it is a
do?
prototype.
Okay. All right. I have it set up to the default for now, but I can change. Is it still the same range though?
What's the default range?
8320.
Yeah, it'd be the same range.
Okay.
All right, Tom, did you think of anything Zarin would want to do with 12 days of downtime?
I have thought of a few
It is
things.
15 days of downtime.
15. Okay. I think the first thing he would do is he would go with his son, if that is possible.
Your son left.
Your son is somewhere in Waterdeep, but you don't know where.
Okay, that's fine then.
Uh,
I'll
yeah, wait,
retcon that.
yeah, you went with him to find if there was any evidence of where your wife had gone, um, or your ex-wife, or however you want, whatever the proper term there is.
She is in
Um,
fact my ex-wife. She divorced me.
okay. And then on your way back from there, for some reason, you let out a loud fart and ended up in the clouds and left him on the path.
I thought we refound him again.
Yeah, and then you went and refound him.
Oh,
But when
okay.
you got back, when you dropped him off back here in Waterdeep, he said he wanted some time by himself. So you're
Okay,
not entirely sure what he's doing.
that's fine. I'm going to take 3 days of fasting and deep meditation and just simply just pray to Eldath.
Okay. Yeah, you spend some time out by the cool Eldath fountain shrine thing y'all had put in out in the front of the bar. Um, each day doing that. And you know what? Let me check something.
Sure.
Well, first go ahead and roll me a religion check.
Sure. Oh, you changed Morgan's picture. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I used his one that I made in Baldur's Gate.
Nice. This is hilarious. That the fact that he has a -1 to this.
That's pretty good for a -1.
Yeah.
Did you ever use the? Yeah, you did use a couple uses on the Eldath tablet, right?
Actually, I don't think I used it once.
We used
I
it
think y'all used
multiple
the lo-
times.
Oh,
Yeah,
did
y'all
we?
used the legend lore for sure. I don't think you ever used Find the Path.
No, we never
No,
used
we
Find the
never-
Path.
we never
used
used Find the
Legend Lore
Path.
a few times.
Yeah, Legend Lore, not Find the Path. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we used it like
I
three
will.
times.
Yeah, 3 is what I was thinking, because there was 5 legend lores and 3 Find the Paths. Um. So, you're you feel in your backpack, an increase of weight, and when you go to check it, you would find that the indents in the tablet have reformed.
Ooh.
So you you got your uses back on Leggy lore.
Let's go. That's a
I
good
didn't
thing.
think that it recharged. That's sick.
It recharged because you prayed to Eldath.
No.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like just gonna be a one-time use, and that was it. That she just gave this to me. You know what I mean? So cool.
Yeah.
I fuck with that. Okay.
And you get the feeling that she is pleased with your progress and what
Very
you're trying to
good.
do.
I can't. To mommy Eldath. Um.
You have been cursed by Eldath now.
I. Is there a local library?
There has to be.
Okay. Um, I went into the library and looked at some books to see if I could possibly learn a new spell.
Yeah, it's the Temples of Agma. Yeah, so the font of knowledge has what is called the Great Library.
Very good. I wanted to go and see if I could learn a new spell.
Okay, what kind of a spell are you looking for?
Well, actually, if this is okay with you, I was going to leave this at the GM's discretion. Whatever you would be willing to say is there at the library.
Okay.
Or if not,
Spells
I can
5e.
I can find one.
Spells 5e.
Yes.
Filter by. I will get back to you on that.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. We'll keep going. After the library, so we'll say that took a day. So I have
Yeah, so there is like a couple hours each day that y'all were spending.
Talking to
We had said
people.
you were with Morgan because you were helping on a couple of roles at one point. Um, talking to the other council members to get like a read on if they are going to be fully committing to the war or not.
um the next thing I would do. This re- trans- This is more of like a. It's gonna sound silly, but yoga. I wanted to possibly lighten the load of my bones and try to get all of my muscles to be one with me, like the water flowing through the river.
Yeah, I'll say you just do some yoga out there by the fountain a couple times for a few days.
if
Not
if
like
at
not like all day, but
if it's alright, if at any point if Morgan sees him, can he like approach him?
yeah.
All right, so Morgan would join you for one of the days, and like
I'd
once
probably
you'd
be his
finished
face.
up, he'd be like, "You trying to learn how to be more flexible?"
Trying to be one myself. You know how like rivers flow?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do. Trying to flow with it. You know, have the river flow through my body, if per se.
Yeah, I sort of understand. I picked up a little something back when I was in Candlekeep. Helps me sort of redirect enemies' momentum and use it against them. Sort of the flow of power.
Yeah, of course. Do
If you're
you
interested, I could teach you. Would I be able to teach him the way of the flexible?
Took you
I was there for a bit, yeah.
Yeah, y'all were I think that took
It was
you
like 2
2
months.
weeks. Well, it didn't take him the whole 2 months to learn that though.
Yeah.
Y'all were there for 2 months. I think it took you like a week or two to get it. So you could start teaching him for sure. It's not something that'll just take the one day though.
No, yeah, I figured as much. So you want to learn?
sure?
All right. So I guess after his morning yogas, Morgan would try and teach him the way of the flexible.
Could I use this for like the rest of my days?
Yeah.
Cool. Should I make any rolls?
Um yeah, go ahead and make me a is okay, what does Way of the Flexible say, Dylan? Does it say an acrobatics check or do you get to choose acrobatics or athletics?
uh,
Part of a grapple action.
yeah.
Yeah, so go ahead and make me either an Oh no, so it is an athletics check because you're the one doing it. Yeah, so it's
Okay,
an
good,
athletic check.
because that's what I'm proficient in.
It would take your wisdom modifier for DC.
Well, it's going off of my key save because it made sense for me as a monk, but I imagine since he's strength based, could it reasonably go off of his strength?
He's using a martial art. I would say oh. Judo throw. I think that makes sense. Sure. So it'd be a DC of 8 plus proficiency plus strength for you. So I guess 24. For fun, since you're the one teaching him it, Dylan, go ahead and make me your athletics or acrobatics check. Or do you just let him grapple? Yeah, or do you just let him do the grapple part?
He'll let him do it at first so that he can get the hang of it.
Okay. All right, so then make me another athletics check, Zarin. Yeah, so by the end of the you use the rest of your time. By the end of the 10-day, you're getting it down. You think it might take a couple more days of messing with it to get it where you can do it all the time.
Nice.
But it seems like it takes the same sort of, I guess, concept into mind. The whole flowing like water. Perhaps
Right.
this will help your body become more in tune with that.
Yeah, I hope so too. This is very interesting.
Now we could both start throwing people around.
So I rolled for it on the sorcerer spells you can cast. Tom.
Yep.
And so in the library you would find Chaos Bolt. Um
Potentially infinite damage.
yeah, if you wish to try to learn Chaos Bolt. And that would be an Arcana check.
I will do it. Oh fuck!
Oof.
Go and do it. You get 3 rolls, so go ahead and do the other 2.
Hmm.
I don't. How do you do DC for this, Dylan? It's a first level.
Um, so, cantrips, I think I set it at a 10, and then it goes incrementally by 2 from there.
Okay, so it'd be a 12. And it's
And
3 successes.
usually, I look for 2 out of 3. For anything below 5, over that it has to be 3 out of 3.
Okay. And you said you were doing 2 days, so go ahead and do it for the second day as well.
Sounds good. Oh, 3 of them.
Yep.
Oh my god!
Well, you
Nice,
need
I'll
these
have
2 to
two
be
more.
above a 12.
Come on! Oh shit! Didn't mean to roll that.
It's athletics.
Dude.
Sometimes it's harder.
Yeah, you're really focused on the meditation and the you haven't ate in a few days. It's just hard to learn it right now. You do know where it is to come back to it if you want to try again in the future though.
Try again later. Sure.
Ask again later.
Signs point to no. No.
Meatball says no.
Okay, is there anything else y'all would want to be doing before the meeting?
Talk to Stella about my father.
Yeah. Oh, yep. Sorry. Why is Stella half dead? Yeah, when you came back from talking to Elrin, she would be in there reading.
Aunt Stella.
Hi,
Uh,
Rebecca.
so On my field trip to Rocket Brawl, I talked to Large Luigi again. Now that I know my father's name, and he's in Baitor.
Large Luigi is?
No, Dad.
He shouldn't be there. He was a good person.
He's in but he's
Deal?
his body or soul or both is either on Dis or Avernus. I
It was both.
oh, it was
He
both.
was getting readings of both.
I interpreted that as either. Not sure.
Yeah, so it's kind of like an and.
Oh, okay. He's on Avernus and Dis simultaneously.
What?
I, 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 I don't know. It sounds like because Luigi said his body and soul was there. It sounded like he's alive there, just stuck.
He's alive in Bator, but is in two layers at the same. What? That doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't.
Uh, Stella's smart, probably. She's a wizard, I think. Yeah, she's a wizard.
She's a divination wizard.
Where is Stella?
I could learn the gate spell eventually. And that would
Think
get him
it's
back.
that easy to get someone out of two layers of hell at the same time? Okay.
Well, when you cast the spell, you can speak the name of a specific creature. If that creature is on a plane other than the one you are on, a portal appears. A portal opens in the named creature's immediate vicinity and draws the creature through to its nearest unoccupied space on your side of the portal.
Keep reading.
And is free to act as the DM deems appropriate. It might leave, attack, or help you. Oh, you gain no special power of the creature. Deities and other planar rulers can prevent portals created by this spell from opening in their presence or anywhere within their domains.
Does that mean that Asmodeus can stop it from opening anywhere in
Technically,
Bator?
yes.
He just goes, no.
I like this error in my reality. Let's keep it.
It's a good tourist attraction. When you get tired of looking at the blood war, look at the elf stuck between layers. Actually, it probably would be a tourist attraction.
If
Oh,
they
that
knew
sounds
about
like
it, at
torture.
least.
Yeah, I mean, if it's visible, it sounds like torture.
Gordon
There-
Ramsay actually has him. That's why. Oh god, Gordon Ramsay has him.
No, he's 3.5, so he'd be between
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Lavistus and the other one, I think. Oh no, Minaris and Phlegethos. There's multiple ways to get between the layers of Bator. Maybe he's stuck in one of those passages. Or something else. Um, uh, what does divination wizard get? They have Wait, she has her spellbook back. She has Arcane Gate. Does that help?
No, that's only on a single plane of
500 feet.
existence.
And then Gate
And
is
within
9th
like
level. She does not have
500
that.
feet. It's like a it's a dimension door that stays open for a bit.
She could clone you. Does that?
I mean, that wouldn't be a terrible idea.
Give me
Have
a
all of
pound
us be
flesh.
cloned.
It's expensive,
It's very expensive.
and you're pushing up for whether it would be mature by the time it.
By
The fight
we
works
need
out.
it, yes.
Yeah. All right, Morgan. Open your pocketbook. Everybody gets a clone. But yeah, she wouldn't.
Do you have sending? It could work.
Level is sending.
It's a third level. I think it's evocation though.
Would you believe she does not?
Yeah, it's evocation.
I mean, she has some spells that aren't divination, but they're mostly divination.
I mean, I was
she
able
has
to
contact other plane.
contact
What
other.
does contact other plane do?
You mentally contact a demigod, the spirit of a long dead sage, or some other mysterious entity from
Yeah.
another plane.
Not useful. The name sounded useful though.
It does, yeah. New warlocks get that for
He doesn't
free
have
at
anything
10th
to help.
level.
Yep, nothing to help. She would try to scry on the man.
Yeah, that only works in the same plane of existence.
Yeah.
I've bought a scroll of sending before. I can pay for her to get a scroll of sending and the materials to scribe it into her book if she wishes.
Okay.
How much would that be?
Spell scroll costs 5e. Sending is 3rd level. Costs. Yeah. I'll get back to you on that because I have to find where it talks about. I don't remember where the prices are. I think spell scrolls are the one that has actual prices though.
I'm back.
Dylan, how
Welcome
much
back.
is a spell scroll of 3rd level?
How much is a spell scroll of 3rd level? Hold on.
Belgium spell scroll 3rd level, 250 gold. And then wizard putting in spell book.
50 gold per level.
Yeah, 250.
So that'd be another 150. So that is 400 gold total.
Give her 400 gold. Yeah, I'll give her 40 platinum.
Okay. The first instance of paying for an NPC to put a spell in their spellbook.
Oh yeah, you're Pact of Tomes, so you technically do have a spellbook, don't you?
No, she.
I am not Pact of
Beck is,
Tome.
pay-
Oh.
Beck is paying for Stella to buy a spell scroll and put it in Stella's spellbook.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
So she potentially can send her brother,
Your brother, yeah, your brother-in-law.
which I still haven't looked back to see what his name was because the fucking bio didn't save it when I wrote it down.
Okay. Target's on a different plane than you. There's a 5% chance the message doesn't arrive.
Yeah, just roll a d20. If it rolls a 1, it fails.
I didn't get an answer. Let me try again in case it just didn't get through. I, didn't get an answer.
Maybe he's just not capable of answering.
Yeah, she'd be desperate with the thing you're saying, so she'll send it again. Recast. Yeah. No, but you said body and soul, so that should be alive.
Foldo Tham was imprisoned in a gem for a few hundred years. Maybe he was in Beitor exploring, and then some devil imprisoned him there. So his body's in stasis there, and his soul's also there, contained within something.
Uh, the imprisonment was only about 18 years.
Oh, it was
But
18 years.
no, you're thinking of he was trapped in Barovia for a very long time.
Oh. Oh, he just said he was imprisoned. So I just thought, oh, imprisonment. Okay.
Yeah. He was imprisoned as a frog for a while via the imprisonment spell. Like someone y'all have met.
Elminster?
Maybe. But yeah. I don't know what else to try right now. I'll do some research, see if I can make sense of the being in both places thing.
I give her a hug. Thanks, Aunt Stella.
She can hug you back.
I'll also start looking into seeing if I can find a tuning fork for a Vernus or Dis.
Okay. I will say you spend your last couple days trying to find one of them around Waterdeep. Not in any shops.
I'll just go ask Elminster. I'm sure he knows.
If you can find him.
I'll check his office.
You knock on his office door, and the door creaks open. It is bereft of furniture.
The fuck? I cast Detect Magic.
There is no magic.
I will look for secret floorboards and panels and stuff.
Yeah, you spend a good couple hours looking over that room before a guard comes in and takes you out.
I'm looking for Elminster. Where is he?
Not here.
Well, if you see him, tell him I'm Rebecca of the Uniques has a question about finding a tuning fork for plane shift.
Okay.
For either Avernus or Dis.
Okay. Will do.
And I'll leave.
Okay. But with that, we are meeting day. So the meeting would be at noon. Last chance to do anything beforehand, or if you want to get there early to talk to people pre-meeting. Speak now or forever hold your
Marath
lack of
said she was
diligence.
coming, right?
Macath?
Yeah.
They will be there contingent upon the demands or requests, I mean. So they'll be there, but they won't be able to be in the council chamber until they're actually
Invited in. I know. I just wondering if I could go talk to her before the meeting.
okay. Would anyone else be doing anything before going?
I don't think so.
This is the day that we're going to. This is another council meeting, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
We're on that day.
Oh, we should probably talk about if we want Thay or Arcane Brotherhood. Or both. Well, ideally try for both.
Wouldn't Thay's representative be there?
Yes. Well, I mean, like, talk among the Uniques. Like, the Uniques discuss this
Oh,
in the bar before we go.
Right. All right. So, what are we doing?
Well, ideally, having both. But if that's not possible...
Well, I will say I stuck around and I spoke to a lot of the representatives last time, and got a feel for what their opinions might have been. You know, like what they were hiding under the surface, so to speak. And correct me if I'm wrong. It seemed that most of the consensus was to just stick with Thay, but obviously there were certain objectors to that would have preferred the Brotherhood over Thay.
I think
But
it was
most
most were
people-
in favor for the Arcane Brotherhood.
Most like the Arcane Brotherhood. Well, not necessarily like the magical ability that the Arcane Brotherhood would bring in something like this.
Oh, okay.
But most were also saying and I think this is what Dylan was getting at, that it's probably not the best idea to kick Thay to the curb after they are, as I think Laryl put it, at least in their minds, already accepted.
Right.
Because that could start a war.
Right. So maybe pitch the idea to them of the Arcane Brotherhood. We'd have to find out from oh my god, I was gonna say Mordecai the Red, but it's Macath the Crimson. From Mordecai, what Macath, Jesus Christ, I did it anyway. We'll have to see what their conditions are, and if they can be met, then we can have the best of both worlds. But if not, we might have to let them stay on the wayside and stick with Thay.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But I'm wondering if we could potentially, maybe not in an official capacity, have the Brotherhood work with us, work with the Council, but like, the Brotherhood could work with the Uniques, and that's not a problem. They kindly already are.
Yeah, they kind of already are, and I mean that definitely seems like a a fallback. But definitely kicking Thay to the curb. There be more of a problem if they're sort of given free reign. I think because if they're not sort of pledged to the cause anymore, who knows what they'll do.
Yeah.
They also, it does seem that, at least for the rogue the rogue Red Wizards that are helping the cult, the Red Wizards probably are the best option for dealing with them.
Yeah, it is their own
But
people.
I mean, the Arcane Brotherhood is high magic as well, so
Right.
Yeah, there's benefits to both.
We didn't get the vibe like the Zents or Thay from the Brotherhood that were they left to their own devices, we would end up having to fight them, kind of like how it was with the Zentarum.
no, the Zents weren't going to fight you. The Zents were going to go they were going to keep doing things their own way, and if that got in the way of your plans,
Oh well,
tough.
yeah. The reason why the Zents are in is just so we can coordinate things.
Right,
Yeah,
but we didn't get
the
that same
Zents
vibe
want-
from the Brotherhood, did we?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so the Zents, just to clarify that, they need civilization to be able to run things from the shadows as they want to do.
Right.
So they're not in favor of the destruction of the Sword Coast. The Arcane Brotherhood also isn't in favor of the destruction of the Sword Coast. They kind of is in favor of the destruction of the Sword Coast. And the thing with Thay is on record of what they have done trying to take over the Sword Coast. If your armies go out to fight the cult, if you send big enough portions of your army, they're mages, they can teleport. City might be easy pickings.
And the more that die, the stronger Thay gets.
They can
Yeah.
go to the battlefield afterwards, and even if you win, you lose because they just got, I mean, pick a number, 10,000 of your dead, and the cult's dead, that are now marching on Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
They
So
may or may not have Reaper tech.
I mean, but also, the thing with the dead is, they could technically raise the dead even if they're on your side, but the cities won't be easy pickings because they're also in the war instead of attacking you while you're out. The Arcane Brotherhood, I don't think, has takeover intents.
No, they're more about magic freedom.
yeah, they vie for power, but within their own societal hierarchy.
Right. Like, they're not even in charge of the city they are in.
Well, try telling that to them.
There's the whole thing with like the captains.
Yeah, there is the captains. Yeah.
So yeah,
But
oath
okay.
is potentially an option. You asked McCath to talk to the other Brotherhood members and see if that was possible. There was their other request, but you're pretty sure you have to swing at least one of their two requests. If you don't get either of them, they're probably not going to help.
What
What
was the
what
other
were they
request
again?
They want if the knowledge of the ritual of like how it works is taken, they want to be the ones to keep it from the public. They want to be the ones to safeguard that. Much like how the dragons want the masks.
That's not entirely unreasonable because I don't think any of them would actually use it.
I mean, they could study it and find a way to potentially use it for any god.
I
Good
mean,
or evil.
yeah, good or evil, yeah.
Like, it might come in handy to have, but it also could be very bad.
They might use they might also be able to use it to find out a way to quickly sabotage the ritual.
Yep. I mean, that's if we get the information of the ritual beforehand.
Yeah, that's yeah. And then what was the other thing?
They don't want to work with Thay.
So maybe we just keep their operations separate from each other?
Well, that's I already proposed that. It's like, even if you do join and Thay's still around, we'll do our best to make sure that you're not interacting.
Yeah, that's what McCath was going to talk to them about.
Right.
To the others about.
Okay. All right. Well, it sounds like we have a general idea.
Like, I do not want Thay in the council at all, but
It's kind of too late. Yeah. Conk, Zarin, what are your guys' opinions on this?
Down with the Thay.
Okay. Look, and that's fair, but they're already working with us.
they essentially
Morgan
just
complimented the chef.
they were just invited in. We can if we kick them out, they could take that as a slight and immediately declare war on the Sword Coast.
We don't need to fight a war on two fronts. I'm not a tactician, but that sounds like a bad idea.
It sounds almost as bad as invading Icewind Dale in winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or engaging in a land war in Asia.
In Chult,
What's
yeah.
Asia?
Oh, in Chult, yeah.
Oh no, what's the place over there?
Wouldn't it be south of Kalimshan? Or is it
Oh,
Oh
further
no,
east?
the Asian setting.
Kalimshan.
Kalimshan's more
Kalimshan is
Middle
south.
Middle
Yeah, they're
Eastern.
south. It's one to the east. It's the one to the far east. It is
I don't know, Shing.
my map doesn't go far enough away.
Kara 2. Tour.
Character. Yeah. There's two. There's that one and there's why can I not think today? Next about to say, what do you mean today?
What do you mean today?
Yeah. Character is one of the two Asian sites.
Right. Well, Zarin wants no Thay. Kunk?
Maybe limit what they do as much as possible.
Well,
It's basically, this is getting them on the council, but the tactical meeting would be once you actually know what you're up against, and probably closer to time for as far as limiting what they do. I mean, you can limit
Okay.
what they do as far as non-war stuff now, but the actual battle.
Why do I have to be a decision maker?
I would just want asking for your opinion.
Because the nose knows.
It's not, you're not making a decision. You're just looking for an opinion. Don't make us shoot you in the face like Marvin.
Well, um, I am scared that eventually the Thay will use this opportunity to just benefit themselves, of course. But I have to agree that this may be the only course of action that is logical. So, is it the general consensus that we are to ally ourselves with the Thay?
for the time being, I think so.
Then so be it.
The enemy of my enemy is the Thay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hello?
Yeah.
hello?
Hello.
Okay.
We
All right,
could,
so-
at
sorry.
least when it comes time for the battle, we could give Thay like a conditions like you are not allowed to raise the dead who are who are killed in combat.
I mean, you're limiting your own manpower at that point.
At least after the battle. When it's
Or
over.
all dead raised as a result of fighting the cult must be left behind for like proper burial or some bullshit like that.
that
That way
could
you
work.
that way you make it seem like it's not directed at, like, obviously they know that it's towards them, but I mean, like, it's just like, listen, out of respect for the dead, once the battle is over, their corpses are to just be, left behind upon your return so that they may be buried properly.
We could swing that, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like at least reasonable enough to try swinging. All right. So
Let's
you'll
go
head
talk to McCath.
head off towards the palace. As you enter from the courtyard of the Lord's palace, the tension becomes almost palpable before you even enter the council chamber proper.
Oh.
With few exceptions, the normal loud conversations of the mingling retinues in the halls has been replaced by hushed talking only among each group's own retainers. As you make your way through the entryway, the hallways, and to the outer galleries, you see that there seems to be a larger number of each of the main factions present than normal, including what appears to be some higher-ranking members of many of the groups, flanked by their own guards and assistants. The grim looks on their faces a stark reminder that today's session may well determine the future of the Sword Coast and beyond. And I'd say out in the halls you would see McCath.
Yeah, let's try and gauge how
I'll put
the
you in the council map.
yeah
But
how the Arcane Brotherhood um how they felt towards our request.
So this is out in the hall, really.
Yeah.
But I'm just on this map for jump scare.
No, a cat.
Greetings.
Hopefully your travel was well, Kath.
Well enough, though not much travel to it. Left about 3 hours ago. And your uh you seemed like you were off in a hurry from when we last spoke. Your business go well?
Where the fuck did we go after we talked to her? Because that was a long time ago.
We went to
You
the
got
ritual
out of
site.
the-
Oh,
No, no,
no.
no. You tried to get out of the city without people following you, so you could squeeze your whoopee cushion.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we had a meeting with uh a powerful entity that was capable of divination of the future, so we could learn some things about the prophecy.
Well, at any rate, have you? What does it seem like the council's going to decide about the Brotherhood's two requests?
Um,
Technically, we haven't brought the request to their attention. We just asked about the potentiality of them joining. I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
Yeah, you didn't put it in like you didn't. That's not something you reported or
Mhm.
anything.
Yeah, Morgan will just. To be honest, we were trying to see what the consensus was first as to if they had wanted to admit you, and it seems that a lot of them are in favor. But we hadn't brought the.
Well, we did ask
Word.
if it came down to either they or the Brotherhood, they'd rather have the Brotherhood.
Yeah.
But ideally, it's both.
Face gets a little less happy after that.
I'm guessing you weren't able to. The Brotherhood was unwilling to accept being on the council, but just being separate from they.
They we're not completely opposed if the other condition is able to be met, then we are guaranteed that we will be kept separate from them on the battlefield. Or at least the battle plans will be drawn that way.
Yeah, and of course, in the chaos of the battle, anything can happen. So, but
Of course.
ideally, yes. I think we can definitely sway it that way. Um, all right. I think that's possible, actually.
Well, I'll let you get into the chambers unless you have anything else. I apologize, I have not been able to complete your. What did you call them? Bullets?
Yeah, that's fine.
Isn't that the land shark thing?
That's why I was confused when he called them that.
No, that's a boulet.
Plus, they are both made of metal. Bullet. No, that's a thing that punches you in during school.
That's the bully.
It's two Romalias on the map. Get out of here. And we'll put her on the GM.
Morgan's. Get rid of the old one, please.
I do want to talk to Romalia about the Rocket Brawl, if she's heard anything about what they've gleaned from the notes of the cell that was there.
Okay. Do have something to read for entering the actual chamber, so 1 second. Entering into the council chamber proper, you notice that you are among the last of the confirmed delegates to arrive. You see that Romalia Haventree and Lord Protector Neverember are already seated, a determined look in both of their eyes. Ryan Nightshade is also already at the table, reclining casually, while Elia is standing off to the side watching everyone. Only Delan Winterhound appears to still be absent. Everyone else is either talking with advisors or other high-ranking members of their faction. Ambassador Conrad Braunanvil, King Melindrock, and Taryn Hornblade all have smiles on their faces, while Ontharr Froome and his fellow paladins seem to be in a disagreement. The Grand Duke of Baldur's Gate has a rather grim look on his face. Everyone keeps making occasional glances around the room, primarily at your group, the Open Lord, and Sir Isteval. The latter two are also speaking with their advisors.
Can I try and gauge what they might be thinking when they glance at us?
Could I maybe try listening in?
Not from this distance. Like the room would be, they're talking into like galleries, like little alcove areas.
You need to pick up the observant feat so you can read lips.
I know, I really do.
Like the sound of this would be designed to stop that. Like you
Yeah.
can hear the murmuring just like over top of itself, but not distinct noise. You can try to gauge what they're thinking. You said like why they're glancing at you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll roll a d6.
Okay. With that, you're not able to tell exactly why they're glancing at your group. You are able to make out that they're looking, I guess, questioningly would be the best way of putting it, at the other two, at the Open Lord and Sir Isteval. Almost as if they're trying to get a gauge on what those two are thinking for confirming or not.
Okay. It's possible that they might be looking at us the same way, but it's not sure.
Off of like reputation and that kind of stuff, those two, the other two they're looking at are some of the more influential ones in the room, even though most of the people in the room are influential. So you think that they want to know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, also potentially you. Although for you, no offense, but it is you going in as opposed to you declaring an army.
Yeah, we're the only people on the council who are actually probably going to be on the front lines.
You imagine, I mean, Sir Isteval is a purple dragon knight of Cormyr.
Oh yeah, he's gonna probably fight. I doubt he'll be the front line infantry though.
Dwarves are too proud to not be on the front line.
Yeah, dwarves. That's why I said one of the few.
Yeah. Yeah, you think most of the people in here will probably take part in the fighting. Or the combat, at least. Whether Romalia is doing stealth stuff or fighting remains to be seen. Actually, no. Oh, I'm sorry. I added that wrong. That's a 24. When they're looking at your group, there's a bit of disapproval disdain that isn't normally there.
Ooh, maybe because of say. Or did we do something that they didn't like other than that? I don't know.
We were in like such good standing with most of them.
When you came and talked to them last week, yes. And I didn't say it, but Reginald would also be looking at you. He has some stuff for you.
All right, let's go talk to Reg.
Yeah, Reginald.
Reginald. He doesn't like being called Reg.
Uh, since you were away, I took the liberty of combining the last two casualty reports into one for you for convenience. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word. And he would hand you a casualty report and then two sealed missives.
Let's check out
And
the casualty report first.
okay. Do you want me to actually read out the numbers again like I did last time, or do you want just
Yeah.
like if it's more or less than last time?
Yeah, read out the numbers and then say if it's more or less.
Okay. The Harpers had 50 casualties and 350 blown covers, which is about double of both from last time.
Ooh.
The Order of the Gauntlet had 200 paladins and knights killed or severely injured. Across the Sword Coast, and let me pull up the last one. That's a few more. But not.
It's more, but it's about the same.
Yeah, it's yeah. And then 500 innocents, 500 civilians, within their areas killed, which is down from 2,000, I think.
We did put a dragon over Elturel.
Yes, and that is why the civilians are way down. The paladins and stuff are helping in outer areas as well. Is probably why they still have some of those deaths. For the Emerald Enclave, the attacks against Grandfather Tree were repelled with the help of Nimur, which was one of the dragons you assigned.
Yep.
And 200 civilians killed, which last time it was 670.
That's a decent decrease.
Small numbers, small numbers.
Lady Laryl Silverhand, Waterdeep and surrounding areas. 700 troops killed protecting the area surrounding Waterdeep and during the Battle of Waterdeep.
Oh,
Up from 250.
yeah.
Yeah, that's to be expected with a direct assault on
And
the city.
yep, and it says estimated civilian casualties because it has not been fully counted yet. Last time was 5,000. This time is over 10,000.
Oof. We made a really dangerous choice.
Lord Daggalt Neverember, 27 troops compared to last time's 154. And civilians are at 205, down from 1,000.
That's really good.
Yep.
Yep,
Again, you put a dragon over Neverwinter.
Yep.
Ambassador Conrad Braunanvil, the raids on the Lurkwood were repelled by Protanther. 20 dwarves of Citadel Adbar and Felbar were killed, and 52 civilians. Down from 100 and 310 civilians.
Okay.
Marshal Older Raven Guard, 78 Flaming Fist were killed, and 432 civilians. I'm having to go between two things to get the last time's numbers, sorry. Down from... They had 126 last time, and over 2,000 civilians killed.
That's
So,
really good.
very decreased. King Melendrock. Misty Forest, the raids are starting to pick back up. 156 dead. The High Forest, 1,267 dead. And 5,000 civilians, which includes the refugees, killed mostly in the High Forest.
Not great.
Yeah, it's really bad. I mean, we did put a dragon
Oh.
over grandfather tree, but that doesn't seem to be helping.
Different part of the forest,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I mean, it's probably helping, but it's not.
It
over
definitely
there.
would have been worse were it not for that dragon.
Right. Silvery Moon, 100 Knights in Silver, and 4,000 civilians,
Oof.
up from 30 knights and 1,500 civilians. And Suristival, Daggerford, 100 guards, trade almost completely stopped. 2,000 civilians dead, 80% of the farming communities destroyed.
Fuck.
Damn.
Now, I will say, if the Dragon Ward hadn't have worked and those other 2 dragons would have got into Waterdeep, it would have been a lot worse.
It would have been a lot worse. We probably would have also
Only-
died then.
Only one of the 3 made it in.
Yeah. I'd say there would have been a good chance that one or more of us would have been killed had more dragons made it in.
Even with Elminster's help, yeah, probably.
How many times did I go down? Like 4? I got up and then went back down again.
I think Ramalia got you up a couple of those
You
times.
get knocked down. You get back up again.
Yeah, so then there's two sealed scrolls, and that'll be all Reginald has for you.
All right, let's read the scrolls.
Okay, you have one with a Zentarum seal, and one with an Order of the Gauntlet seal.
Oh boy.
Let's look at Gauntlet first.
Okay,
That's probably the bad news.
missive from Antharfrum. Counselors, the Order of the Gauntlet's finest paladins and clerics handled the questioning of the turncoat. While he was a high-ranking member, he belonged to a sect still loyal to the cult's old ways of raising those blasted undead abominations. Apparently, this traditionalist sect isn't trusted enough by the cult's leader, Severin, to know the inner details of the ritual this far out. He was, however, able to supply a few key details that I believe to be of significance. I will share them at the next session to give us as much vetting time as possible.
We have
That's good news.
a name for the leader of the cult.
Yeah.
Severin. That's huge.
That's not enough to name for a scrying, because that is just a first name,
Yep.
but it is information. And he says that there's other things that they learned about the ritual. Or not the ritual, but the plans.
Okay.
Put that in my notes. Cult of the Dragon Leader. Severin, question mark.
And yeah, let me put that in chat for spelling reasons. There we go. And then the one with the Zentarum.
It's probably
sigil.
a thank you for giving them the tower.
Let's hope.
A missive from Ryan Nightshade. Counselors, it is my pleasure to inform you that the amount required for the Zentarm's assistance has been reduced by 100,000 gold dragons. This is thanks to the unique generous donation of Zonthal's tower and its contents.
Yeah, that's probably why people are mad at us.
Any of the stink eye?
Yeah.
Yeah, now that you know that, that's reasonable to assume. Yeah.
I will. I will have Reginald pass a note to all parties except for Thay and Zentarum at not at the earliest convenience, but probably after the meeting. So like Zentarum and Thay don't notice that they're being snubbed in this note passing. That actually I'll write it down. Well, some of you may have desired the tower. We thought it was best to find a way to help the cost of having
What's Morgan's insight,
sense here.
Dylan?
Passive?
Yeah,
How do I
As
calculate
we
that?
are
10 plus your modifier.
super wealthy,
21.
Okay.
they do
Uh,
have.
So just in case this changes how you're gonna write it, Beck.
Mhm.
Sorry. Morgan, you would be able to gauge now that you know this that it's not so much that they didn't get the tower,
Is
it's
that the
that the
Zents got it?
Zentarum got it.
Yep.
You don't think it you think that whoever got it probably would have been very happy with you, but like if you gave it to Dagult, it wouldn't have made people mad at you,
Yep.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still going to write it. While some of you may have desired the tower, we thought it was best to find a way to help reduce the cost of having the Zents here, as we are not super wealthy ourselves. They do have. We did give it to them on the condition. To them on the condition that it is used exclusively until for activities against the cult until this crisis is over. When this is over and done with, what shall happen to their ownership of said tower is up to your own desire to kick them out. No,
Your own ability to kick them out, kind of.
yeah. When this is
Not easy to get an army through the maze.
No, but if they know the solution.
True.
And I do know the teleportation circle for outside.
It's true.
When this is over and done with, we may find a way to have the Zentarum part with the tower. You geeks.
Okay. The doors open as Dealin Winterhound enters and takes a seat without first going to his gallery.
Winterhound is with Emerald
He has
Enclave.
the Emerald Enclave.
Yeah.
And no.
Was that a grumpy sit, or was he just
Roll insight.
Great.
He looks like he wants this meeting to be over.
Oh, he doesn't even want to be here. Morgan, Jesus Christ.
He looks like this is awkward and he doesn't want to be here. I'll say because you rolled above a 30 on an insight.
Does it have to do with his son?
Does he have something with his son?
I thought that was Melindrak.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was King
Melindrak's
Malandrock.
son,
Never
yeah.
mind.
Because that's a nat 20 and it's over a 30. Morgan, you get the feeling that while he may personally want to go all in, the Emerald Enclave,
Not so much.
yeah. So unless something changes during this meeting, you don't think he's in. They're in.
Damn.
Don't worry, I have an excellent speech prepared.
I wrote it earlier this week.
I know I'm gonna wing it.
That's Beck's typing into ChatGPT right now.
No, it's basically it boils down to if you think you can do it alone, be my guest. However, if we fail, you will not survive.
Waterdeep probably could for a while.
For a while, but not forever.
Yeah, I mean, how long can Elminster live?
I don't think Elminster, with the power of the Dragon Ward, could hold off Tiamat forever. Hell, I don't even think the Dragon Ward will work on Tiamat.
The issue is not even being able to hold them off. It's how long they can live without food.
Yep.
As long as it takes to get all the fish out of the water. Which won't be long in this big of a city. No, I mean, some of them will live because of Heroes Feast and Goodberry.
It will be an apocalypse. You cannot. We either stop this at the source, or we're going to Mad Max.
No, that's a Descent into Avernus.
Oh.
Waterdeep is going to Plaid.
We're going.
Descent into Avernus is Mad Max.
Yeah, that
because of
is
the
Mad Max.
Eternal
Yeah, I
Realm.
thought about that. It's becoming.
Something with a dragon apocalypse.
Yeah.
But yeah. You said you wanted to go talk to Romalia?
Yep. See if she has any information about what they've gleaned from the sect in the on Rock of Brawl.
Okay. Last I was updated, we have not been able to figure out where the ones that left via the Phlogiston were going. We were able to confirm the identities of who was supposed to have been up on the base, though, as the ones in the journal. In the journals. I believe they are finishing with verifying everything this week, and then they'll be trying to track down whatever relatives may still be alive.
I also heard something about a rumor of a reward relating to someone finding information out about this cell. Not that I'm necessarily asking for one. It's just I heard a rumor about it. I'm curious because I know it's part of the Harper Code not to ask for a reward.
Yeah. Best I know, that's just a rumor that got started over the decades. But I can ask some people. if that is indeed true.
I have changed sides.
All right, boys, we're restarting the Manchun Wars. Let's go.
Alright, I guess I will take my seat unless anyone else is wanting to get my attention.
Yeah, I'll go take my seat.
Actually, yes, there's someone else. Alaya approaches your group as you finish your conversation with Ramalia.
Oh,
Greetings.
oh damn, her human form is fine. I'm sorry, what?
Jump scare human Alaya.
Yo,
Uh, I I heard some news of some concern. I wanted to double check with you. Um, no offense, but part of my duties in being sent here require that I keep an eye on the promises that were made to the Dragon Council.
Yes.
One of the conditions of our agreement was to go in with you. Was that any of the captured masks be turned over to the council, as they can't be trusted with the shorter-lived races. But I've heard now that you've given one such mask to the Harpers. Is this true?
Yeah.
technically, I gave it to Elminster at the time because we were afraid that the red dragon was going to take it from our corpses.
All right, so that's a misunderstanding on my personal part. I didn't realize it was immediately upon acquisition of said mask. I thought we might have some time for the group that I personally trust most, other than yourself, obviously.
Liar.
What?
Nothing.
I mean, I think I trust the Silver Dragon more than the Harpers because they're innately good.
That's fair.
Whereas the Harpers, individuals can be corrupted. I thought we might have some time for the Harpers to get just at least some information about the mask, and then they can use that to potentially find other masks. But I will see what I can do about getting the mask to you as soon as possible.
I mean no offense. It's just that she wasn't the one that requested it. I think Protanther was.
Yeah, I was under the
don't wanna
impression it
be-
was after all the fighting was done, after the cult was defeated, then the masks go to the dragon. That's what I thought was
Yeah,
the...
so basically, it's not so much you have to give it to them immediately. It's more there are people researching this thing now and going to find out more about it, and that's dangerous.
I see.
But yeah.
Yeah, I explained my logic. It was so we can potentially find the other masks.
Understandable. I believe the worry is just about it being researched and that potentially being used for wrong in the future. The Harpers aren't ones to keep information secret, generally.
Yeah. I will, if you wish for the mask to be returned to the metallic dragons, given over to the metallic dragons because not returned because they never had it in the first place.
Right.
I will see about having that done. Although if it's fine if it's held off, I'll see about making sure that any research done on the mask and potentially any future masks, unless those do want immediately turned over to the metallic dragons, are researched only for the purposes of identifying, figuring out how to locate the other masks or counteract the effects they might have on the ritual to stop it, rather than using it and controlling said mask.
Personally, I wanted to make sure that it wasn't a fake. Because something about the guy defecting didn't sit right with me.
Understandable. I think those terms are agreeable. Yes, the researching of it could turn dangerous is all I'm worried about.
So would you like the mask returned, or do you want the conditions put on the research?
If it can be used to find the other masks, I believe that's fine. But research into the masks itself probably isn't.
Even if it's to potentially counteract them?
I'll have to talk to the other members of the conclave.
All right. Until you get back to me on that, I will notify the Harpers that research on the mask, on its uses, is to be
Ceased?
ceased and only be used to potentially find the other masks.
Conclave. Not the conclave.
The conclave. Much like the Council of Reed Richards, there's the Council of Kunks.
Maybe in a year.
She'll go back to walking around. Dylan even sitting in his chair, right?
Where do I sit? I guess here.
I just picked one. You can whichever one you want of the ones on the left.
Oh, okay.
I was just moving
I
one.
can't get onto the square.
You
To
gotta
hold Alt.
to go off grid.
How do I rotate?
Click
little
your
bar
icon
above.
and you'll see the little thing above it.
The blue square. Click and drag.
There's a blue square.
You click
you
on
click
your
the thing,
icon.
There gets a you have the squares on the corner for oh, you don't have the ones for resizing
No.
on player.
All I see are 5 circles. I don't know.
It's
what
immediately
squares you're
below the
talking
center
about.
circle.
It's very light
Oh.
blue, blends in with the rug.
I cannot see that at all. Jeez.
Yeah, it blends in with the carpet here.
Upside down schnoz!
Yeah, I sit next to Romalia because technically I'm a Harper. Not technically, I am a Harper.
Sit in the middle of all my
I
good
don't
buddies.
exactly advertise it though. I did say it in the very first meeting, but yeah, I don't think it's been repeated since.
I defected.
I hear with the Zents.
Alright guys, I know this may come as a shock to all of you.
Romalia would never trust me again.
Your uncle's a Zent. Everyone begins taking their seats. After a few minutes, the Open Lord looks as if she's about to open this pivotal meeting. Allow me to call the 4th Council of Waterdeep to order. There's much to discuss, and if the prophecy that the Uniques, um, the prophecy that the Uniques brought to us before is to be believed, time is beginning to run out. Before we get to discussions of information, I believe we should discuss the matter of our allies. So let's begin with the Uniques. I'm sure we've all read the account of what happened in Thay, but is there anything else about that that you feel should be discussed before we decide whether their representative is allowed into the chamber and given their seat at the table?
Actually, I think it would be a good thing to vote for. Um, we were interrogated by Thayans in our dreams. However, there's a good chance that that was done by the renegade Thayans, who they are interested in pursuing. We also spoke to each of you about potentially having instead of Thay, Arcane Brotherhood. And a lot of you seem to either want both or the if it came down to either or the Brotherhood. So while I'm not opposed, oh, you did talk to me. Look, I was in space. I was up to Morgan.
I thought I talked to everyone. I swear he went to talk to everyone. Was she not there for that meeting?
You didn't talk to the Zent, no?
Oh, I thought I
Because
did.
they're only half on the council.
Oh, okay.
They have a seat on the council, but they're not they're not allies yet. But they
All
have a
right.
seat.
Oh yeah, because they're not paid for yet.
Yeah, they were.
Had
Okay,
the
so they
seat.
weren't there.
Yeah. Yeah, they have the seat, but they're not paid for yet.
Yeah, Morgan's just like, my bad, you weren't here. I got everyone that was here.
A thing that was brought to light, whereas the Arcane Brotherhood would have vested interest in preserving the Sword Coast, they kind of doesn't. And with the dead that will come from this conflict, unless if we do have them become involved, they will undoubtedly, and we don't. They don't agree to releasing the undead they've gained from the conflict for sake of burial in respect to the families. That just makes them stronger and more possible for an invasion against the Sword Coast. However, if we stump them now, they may take that as an offense and invade anyways.
While our armies are busy dealing with the cult.
Yes. The Arcane Brotherhood is willing to join with Thay. However, they don't want to be either put on missions with them, or when the battle plans are finally drawn out, that they are very far removed from Thay in the battle, which probably fair. Their condition for joining otherwise, with Thay involved, would be that if we manage to get our hands on the information of the ritual, they would like to be the ones to protect it. I don't think my group and my friends and myself should be the ones to decide unilaterally. For both cases, I think this is something the council itself should vote on. The admission of Thay and the admission of the Arcane Brotherhood.
Right. I was going to propose the vote for the Arcane Brotherhood after we voted on Thay, but are you wanting to do it the other way around?
No, I'm just saying that that's something we should vote on both. Not simultaneously, just
Right. Calling for vote on
Yeah.
each.
yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't particularly matter the order either.
All right. So we will do. Sure. We'll do Thay first. And what's the best way to do this? I'll go around. Ramalia votes yes. Antar Froom votes no. Dealin Winterhound votes no. Laryl votes yes, but only because don't want a war on two fronts. Daggle votes yes.
I think the
Honorad.
uniques decided yes, so I will put our vote for yes.
Conrad votes no. Melindrock votes yes. The Grand Duke votes no. Where's Thunderspells? There he is. Thunderspells votes yes, and Sir Istaval votes no. Which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Elia Staines. Missing the deciding vote. The uniques vote yes.
Yeah, the consensus among the uniques was yes. So that's what it was. And then for the Arcane Brotherhood,
One second. So technically, would the Thayans get to come in and be part of the next vote? Does that make sense, or is that not how
no.
meetings work?
I think it should be for these people. Because if
Okay.
Thay doesn't want to work the Arcane Brotherhood, then that's tough.
I was just asking because they are technically official now.
Yeah.
All right. So that vote, Bron Anvil and Alaya abstain. Niall Mitch is not here. Anthar Frim votes no. And Ramalia votes no because of the information, the ritual information.
Yep. I understand that. I don't like it either, but
And it doesn't matter, but which way are the uniques voting?
we were voting yes.
Okay. It's overwhelmingly yes. Or 2 people that voted no. Very well then. I shall send for them to be brought from their chambers, or for the Raukia to be brought from their chambers, and for Makath to be for the Arcane Brotherhood member to be brought in.
I look at the table. We're gonna need more chairs.
There's more chairs. It's just yeah. Morgan actually has to lay in the middle of the table in the paint me like one of your Cormyrian girls pose. Symbian.
Paint me like one of your Symbian girls.
But they're technically in here.
They very much would want to be on opposite sides of the room.
She motions to the Water Davian gallery, and two guards exit to the main hall. A few minutes later, they return with a familiar figure, Raukir Nye Ilmich. Which would be the one that took you to Thay. Thank you, Open Lord. And then she would turn to address your group. Might I inquire why I was made to miss the start of the meeting? It was my Tharchianesses and I understanding that we had an agreement after your visit.
It was more of a. We wanted to do a symbolic vote as the uniques ourselves. We are not unilaterally responsible for decisions of the council. I will.
Deception check.
Yep.
Because you were authorized for unilateral, whether you wanted to or not.
I'll add a D6 to that.
Okay. Okay. It seems like she believes you.
Excellent.
And
I'm
then
gonna insight check that.
You.
insight check if you believed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, not great.
Would you like to add a d6?
Oh, if only I could.
I want
It seems
to
like she
insight.
believed you.
I want to insight that as well. Where's the button? There's the button. I don't have as good of a modifier as Dylan, so let's see how this goes.
Roll a fat 20. Let's go. 17.
Ooh, one
Okay.
more.
It seems like she believed Rebecca. And it seems like Morgan believed that she believed Rebecca.
I see. Okay.
Now someone insight check come.
Jaren. No.
They're at actual seats, but they are on. They're not on directly opposite sides because they don't want to look at each other either.
Yeah.
They're at a 90-degree angle to each other.
Now that everyone is here who should be, let's move on to actual business. The uniques. We've all seen the report and know some of the after effects quite well. Is there anything else you think relevant to share about your expedition to Zonthal's tower?
Unfortunately, a village was destroyed in our escape with the mask. And of course, us escaping with the mask resulted in an immediate attack upon Waterdeep and other locations across the Sword Coast, including members of this council. I want to apologize for those repercussions, as I believed it was best to get the mask away from the cult, as we believe it is essential in part of the ritual.
It's really just Andromeda roll insight.
That's if she had advantage.
Okay. Well, on the subject of the mask, it's my understanding that the Harpers had it. Lady Romalia, please tell me that what your people were able to learn makes the devastation not for naught. When I click on them, that they move onto the grid. While we weren't able to learn much about the ritual itself from the mask, we were able to learn some of the mask's abilities, and we have some strong theories on what its loss could mean for the cult's ritual. Its abilities were quite numerous, but they were described to me as follows. It allows its user to use their force of will to become harder to hit. It gives them the breath energy of a blue dragon, the breath of a blue dragon. It makes it easier for them to see without light, even improving it if you already have that ability. It allows them to speak to and influence dragons. And this mask improved its user's ability to withstand lightning, even if even improving it if they already were normally unaffected by it. We also learned that it has the ability to merge with any or all of the other masks. It seems this is somehow related to the cult's ritual. Missing the one mask, it doesn't seem will prevent the ritual, but missing enough of them would. Our embedded agents have pieced together enough information that they believe even this one mask missing will make the journey through the ritual more taxing on the Dragon Queen should the ritual succeed, potentially weakening her if it does complete. And working with scraps of intel we gathered, one of our High Harpers believes that even 2 masks would still be enough for the cult to perform the ritual.
But
So,
potentially
to stop
greatly
it-
weakening the Undying Queen in the process.
That is what it seems.
I think that's a good. Well, it's not good to trade lives for others. It's that does have a benefit, so that makes me feel a bit better.
Should make the fight against the cult easier, even if it won't prevent the ritual.
Is it possible that you can use the mask to glean the location of any of the others?
That was being looked into, though I don't believe a report has been made on it yet. We'd been focusing on figuring out if its loss would greatly affect the ritual.
All right. To respect the metallic dragons, until otherwise informed, could we just focus on trying to see if we could locate the other masks through it, rather than learning more about its functions?
I'm sure that can be arranged. That is what's currently being looked into on it anyway, so that works out.
I look at Elia and
She'll nod.
yeah, I nod back.
Next order of business. Why don't you tell us about your recent mission to gather intel about the ritual? which would be you guys.
The Well of Dragons is where the ritual shall be held. It is a crater that dragons from all over history, metallic, chromatic, gem, will go there to die for whatever reason. It used to be where the old Cult of the Dragon used to work out of primarily, the ones that were more focused on Draco Liches. It is just north of the Sunset Mountains, at the end of Skull Gorge. There appears to be either remaining magic or new kind or new way of casting said magic, called shadow magic, that hides the structures and passageways into the actual facility that they have there. I spoke with a friend of ours on the Rock of Brawl who knows everything. And either it took a very powerful mage to cast this anew, or either it was just left over after the spell plague.
Horseshoe Elminster.
So dispelling it would be rather difficult.
And you were able to confirm that that will in fact be the ritual site.
Yes, we pretended to be a group of wyvern riders, and managed to get some of the survivor members of the group we pretended to be in trouble for desertion. So yeah, so that's a couple wyvern riders down the drain. But yes, we were able to glean from the conversations we had with the wearers of purple there that is indeed where they're performing the ritual. The treasure hoard and the dragonkin prisoners that they have are likely either at the well or nearby. We don't exactly know where.
Are we allowed to have weapons in here, or do they confiscate them from us?
I would say there is a air quotes fuck, what's the word? Optional coat check for weapons.
Okay. Yeah, he definitely doesn't do that. I don't
It
know
is
if this
strongly advised.
Yeah,
But
I'd
it's
use the
difficult.
code check. I'd just keep Cyrus on B though.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe he'd put spin box, but the knuckle duster would be tucked away, and I mean his fists are registered.
Your body is a weapon.
Yeah. But he would reach into the bag of holding and pull out the second of those short swords, since he doesn't really have the ability to dual wield, and put it out on the table. I don't know if this will help at all, but Rebecca here managed to convince them, as she had said, that we were wyvern riders, so they, he air quotes, resupplied us. But it has an interesting magical enchantment on it, and I don't know if any one of your groups might have some researchers that could figure out a way to maybe counteract that just by studying this, knowing what's available. Also, I think I have, and then he'll take out the dragon bone dagger. He doesn't know if that does anything, but he'll put that there too, since he had also confiscated from a cultist. I don't know if this helps, but
I'll also take out the box of the dragon chest gem I have and put it on the table and take it out. while we were on our way down there, we were attacked by a few red dragons. And I managed to pull it out of the box, pull this thing out of the chest of one of the red dragons that one of the adult reds. As you can see, it's trying to wrap around my arm, so I'm going to set this back down in the box. I don't know what it does. It's weird, though. It did remind me of the gem that was embedded in the ancient red that attacked the city a while back, but it's very much not the same thing.
Hey. That is a lot of stuff that needs to be researched to see if it is of use in our planning. On Tharfroom would speak up. Who is that man? If I may, I think the information from the cult's turncoat should go along with this information the adventurers have gathered. As I put in my letter, he didn't know many of the inner details. However, he did supply enough that may work for preventing the ritual from completing. First, he had said that the draconic beings who have gone missing are to be used as, and he gets a look of disgust on his face, a mass blood sacrifice, which does seem to go along with the prophecy. Secondly, the treasure is not part of the ritual itself, but a gift of sorts to Tiamat.
Tribute is what the Wearer of Purple said it was, or at least what he called it.
Third, he believes that at least part of the magic of the ritual is beyond the worm speakers, and that is part of the reason Severin recruited the rogue Red Wizards. And finally, something has been being collected from all over the realms and the planes. He didn't know its purpose or what it was, but he knows that cultists have been ordered to raid specific ships and caravans, looking for specific crates for quite a while now.
Dragon scales. They're looking for dragon scales.
Do you know to what purpose?
Unfortunately, no, but a ship we traveled on was attacked by cultists, and they were looking for the dragon scales that were on board.
Any specific kind, do you know?
Various metallic, chromatic, gem. Some I've never seen before, of a type of dragon that I have no idea what it was.
Kind of gross and weird looking.
Yeah, there was quite a few different kinds that you saw.
One seemed alive. It was weird.
I don't know what purpose dragon scales could serve myself. It's armor, but
Oh, hold on. Morgan's smart enough.
Are they making armor for Tiamat out of this?
What if it's like to help make her a physical body here?
Her divine essence comes from Avernus and possesses a dragon they've built.
That would have, like, I don't know, the strengths of all the dragons just to make her harder to kill?
That
I
sounds
don't know.
horrifying. I look at Elias and gauge her expression, see if
Yeah, Elia would say, that certainly sounds possible, but I would think if it was for her, it would just be
just the
the
chromatics.
chromatic persuasion. And even if they were trying to mix other things, I would think she would shy away from the metallics.
Well, maybe it
Oh.
doesn't matter, right? Like the blood sacrifice. I don't know. Maybe it turns into what her body should be.
Andromeda will fly over to Elia, and through Andromeda, I will whisper in Elia's ear, "What if that's why they took Bahamut? Because she
Okay.
wants to ascend as as
Bring back Io,
the
boys.
true dragon that they both were."
Make a charisma-based stealth check for Andromeda.
Well, it's me
Or I guess
talking.
for you,
It's me talking
yeah,
through Andromeda.
it's your but it's okay. I think it would be Andromeda's stealth, but your charisma.
Andromeda's proficient in stealth.
Okay, so it is a charisma check with proficiency.
With my charisma. Okay, yeah, I'll just roll, since it's equal, I'll just roll a normal stealth check.
You don't have expertise in stealth.
I do not. I only have expertise
Okay.
in deception and thieves' tools.
Okay. Okay. No one hears you.
I will add a d6 to that because I want to be sure that that is kept secret. Because that is
Okay.
something that the metallic dragons did not want others knowing.
You hear back in your head, that the gems were not part of Io. So it wouldn't explain their scales. But she does sound a little nervous in your head.
She wants to go further
Uh,
beyond.
Also,
Unburdened by what was.
Yeah.
like a coconut tree.
Anthorfrim would pipe up. Surely Bahamut would never allow such a transgression.
I do that puppet glance at fucking Elia. The shifty
Oh,
puppet.
The thing, like where you just have the Muppet face.
Yeah, hold on. I can put it in the chat again.
I also just imagine you just Jim look at the camera.
Oh, it didn't go in. Shit.
Epic
I heard
embed
it.
fail.
Oh, that one. In your head, Rebecca, only if you are confident it won't leave this room.
Only if I'm confident it won't leave this room. I'm not. Not with the fucking Valkyr here.
No. Terrible idea.
I do a slight shake of my head and then kind of like tilt my head towards the Valkyr.
Do y'all have anything else about the dragon plans or the? Would you say anything about the Shirley Bahamut wouldn't allow that?
Yes, but the god that Bahamut answers to doesn't really like meddling in the planes. Even if it's to stop another god.
Torm, I think. Is it Torm or Helm? It's one of the two.
Well, no, I was thinking of
Ayo?
Ao,
Oh. Yeah.
who is worshipped in Waterdeep.
Well, in this palace, in fact, is his shrine.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Bahamut answers to one of the gods also.
Yeah, I think it's
Either Torm or
Helm,
Helm.
but also has to abide by Ao's
Torm.
rules.
It is Torm.
Torm, okay.
Yep.
Since Ao doesn't like the meddling in mortal affairs by the gods, and since Dying Queen is being brought forth not by her own will, but by mortals, that technically is not her meddling.
No, but I more meant empowering her paladins, or his paladins. Yeah, his paladins and the like, as he has been doing for those among our order that worship him.
I mean, I'm new to all this god stuff, but I'm pretty sure the platinum guys got it.
I'm just going to remain silent. I don't have
Would you like
anything
to make
say.
a deception check, Morgan?
Well, yeah, he's got his best people working on it. Just so happens his best people is us, and we're terrible.
We are awful. Not terrible.
Okay. I mean, they have no reason to incite you. This was more of like a passive thing.
I will think in my head, just in case Alaya can read my thoughts, because she can clearly speak in my head. At the very least, I think Silverhand should know.
I mean, Elminster should know anyway.
Yeah, Elminster probably already knows.
Well, the Open Lord doesn't need to know. Just let Elminster know.
Yeah.
Open Lord's not important enough. They're not a chosen of a god like Elminster is.
Aren't they both chosen by the same god?
I mean, yes, but it's not.
We don't know that.
This is this is a Laeral Silverhand that's named after the Laeral Silverhand that was here a century ago.
It just
Mhm.
happens to look just like her.
Ignore the fact that there's elves in the city that would remember.
And dwarves.
Wow, you look so much like your mother. It's uncanny.
Grandmother, actually.
I don't think even that one wasn't known to be the original one. That was the Queen of Stornanter. So there's been 3 Laeral Silverhands in this region that are different people.
Quotation marks.
Yeah. All right. Does anyone have anything else to say before we proceed to whether each of the factions we represent will be fully dedicating to this war or not? And Daggelt will stand up.
Yeah, Vecna's coming back, guys. We got a problem.
Yeah, there's some cults up here. There's a mushroom. He's fighting them. Some weird guy with a Barovian accent. Neverwinter will be supplying the final 150,000 gold to secure the Zentarim's cooperation. Which he put down 100,000 at the previous meeting as well.
Mr. Moneybags over here.
Yeah, he is the Moneybags.
He single-handedly dropped half of the payment.
Oh my god, Tom.
But Beck, I think you said you had something you wanted Rebecca would say for before the dedicatings. Or who's dedicated, I mean.
Oh, yeah. After giving up on trying to nudge Zarin awake,
You could do another actually before you give your thing, would anybody be trying to get a read on the other people at the table to see if anything has changed since?
Yeah, I'll do a general vibe check.
I'll help him with that if I can.
Oh, okay.
Hey, that's a 23. And
A general vibe check.
I didn't know he got promoted.
General vibe check.
25.
General.
Saving that. I'm saving that D6 for my inspirational speech.
Okay, so after the 23, so Morgan earlier, you would have noticed that after the Arcane Brotherhood was voted to join the Alliance, Ontharr Froome would have looked like he was probably out as well.
Oof.
And you, Rebecca, you would get that now as well. Currently, it looks like the Order of the Gauntlet, the Emerald Enclave, and the largest army on the Sword Coast, Baldur's Gate, are not going to commit. The ones that look most committed are, because y'all both rolled high, the Harpers and Lord Daggett Neverember. And Laeral Silverhand and Sir Isteval are fence sitting.
All right. I guess I will stand up. And yeah, I'll start talking. Before you decide whether or not your group will participate with the council, let me just make one last plea to those who are either not willing or undecided. You might. Oh. I would have said it better like that. For those of you who will not commit fully, either unwillingly or are undecided on doing so, let me make this final plea. You may want to keep your forces at home to protect your citizens, to protect your people. However, should we fail in stopping this ritual, or should we fail in that stopping Tiamat from getting her full power on this plane, it will only be a matter of time before your place of where your home will be destroyed. Might not be immediately, because you left most of your forces back at home. However, you can only live for so long without food. You can only grow so many plants when the skies are choked with ash, when the ground is poisoned, when the air burns with acid, when it's freezing, it's fire. Sure, Waterdeep might be protected by the Dragon Ward, but are you even sure that works against gods? I don't know if it would work against Tiamat. It might, but the fields are already poisoned out there. You're not going to be able to grow many food. You'll run out of fish in the bay eventually. You ever heard of Goodberry? I've lived on Goodberry for a few months. It was not fun. If we fail in stopping the cult, it will be the end of life as we know it on the material plane. I would rather give it my all in trying to preserve this life, as flawed as it is, than dying under chromatic dragon rule. And if I think we all pool our resources together completely, I think we have a decent chance at actually stopping this thing before it even happens. Snore.
I have an idea. Everybody mute my soundboard.
I'm
Okay.
gonna play the pipe.
Mute
No.
soundboard. There we go.
Where is it? Where's Think Fast?
Oh wait, is it?
Uh-oh.
I don't think that worked.
No, it didn't.
Where's the Beck did this real quick? That one's pretty
Expect
loud, I
God to
think.
do all the work.
No, you gotta hit him with the Oh, where is it?
I think it's a lost cause, guys.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, that one.
I've had my soundboard unmuted for all these. All right, Rebecca. Roll a. I'm in a house that isn't my normal house, and that just freaked me out. Give me a persuasion check. Give me an inspiring leader check.
I could take that feat. Please be good. Please be good. Oh no. D6.
That's-
Oh no.
Unfortunately, yesterday I joked with you that I would give you my charisma check, Lux. And it turned out to be true.
If only
It's a
you had
decent
that.
speech.
If only you
It's a
had
perfect-
that Hitler charisma.
Yeah.
Hitler charisma.
Everyone get out of the room except for Zarin, Morgan, Punk, and Oiran. Scene with the clip from that one movie where he's just yelling in the bunker room.
99999! Bist du wieder ein Fegelein?
All right, so I suppose.
Gonna roll. Oh, that's performance.
Oh, what's your modifier for persuasion?
It's the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
See if I actually clicked it. No, it would have been worse. I'll take the performance. Is it all gonna be? Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Okay, you finally rolled above a 10.
Yeah, fuck
I
you,
told you I
Bean.
was giving you my. Let me open your sheet real quick, and I'll see if I gave it to you or if I just copied it. No, I
Ooh,
copied
that's a
it
nice
back.
one.
This is worse. I didn't give it to you. We both have it now. All right. It does not appear as if you have changed anyone's mind for the worse or for the better. As we round the table, Romalia says that the Harpers will fully commit. Waterdeep says that they will fully commit. At which you see Grand Duke Marshal Older Ravengard, Antharfroom and Dealin Winterhound perk up a little bit. Like looking over there. Daggelt Neverember is fully committed. He already dropped $250,000 in gold
Yeah,
dragons.
he did.
Arguably, he's fully committed without sending a single troop after that much money.
I already bought this in time for you guys. I'm not helping.
I bought an entire faction for you. What more do you want?
All of your troops.
Ambassador Braun Anvil says the Dwarven Kingdoms, including
Was it Adbar?
Citadel's Adbar, Felbar, Mithril Hall,
Yes!
and Mirabar, even though they don't like talking about that one. And he looks proud at this part, the newly reformed Kingdom of Gonthulgrim.
Yo, let's go!
I knew Dylan would be excited for that one. He knows who reformed it.
All hail King Brunor Battlehammer!
King Melendrock says that both of the Elvish kingdoms will commit.
Committed or fully committed?
Fully commit.
Okay.
Aaron Hornblade says that Silvery Moon will fully commit. And Suristival says that Daggerford and everyone looks a bit dejected. And Cormyr will fully commit.
God damn.
Cormyr's a whole kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a real kingdom,
It's like
not a
getting the
dwarven
entire
kingdom.
Sword Coast committed.
Yeah, but they're all knights. They gotta be on horses in a mountain.
Yeah.
And with him committing, you see those three again perk up a bit. And Antharfroom, the Order of the Gauntlet will fully commit. Dealin Winterhound, the Emerald Enclave will fully commit.
yes!
And Grand Duke Marshal Ulder Ravengard, the Flaming Fist, and Baldur's Gate will fully commit.
Let's go!
The speech convinced the ones on the fence, and then they all just followed suit. Let's go!
Coming into this meeting, there were 5 that weren't going to commit.
And then my speech pushed the ones that were on the fence over. And the ones that were...
And
they pushed the ones who were not committing to be committed.
yep, supported by Suristival and supported by Laeral Silverhand are bonuses to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And because why not? And it's funny. Let me upload a picture to Discord real quick.
So the Zentarum fully committed.
The Zentarum has been paid, and as
They are
such,
fully
they
committed.
are fully committed. The dragons, so long as the concessions are not broken, and the public apologies happen from the dwarves and the elves, are fully committed. Faye is committed.
Committed.
I don't think you want them fully committed.
No, we do not. Because then we're all fully committed to our doom.
No,
And-
Thay's helping. They're not fully committed, which is fine. I'm okay with that.
I want that. Yeah. And the Arcane Brotherhood, fully committed. You don't get to see who's who, but you can see that you got everyone over the threshold.
Damn,
the picture I
son,
just
just
uploaded.
barely.
What a drastic change.
Oh, welcome back from the land of sleep, Tom.
Hello.
Bro is fucking knocked.
Yeah, you became a lumberjack for a bit.
Yeah, you were sawing the logs, homie. You were fucking.
Well,
Not even the chuckle nuts could wake you up.
Yeah, we tried waking you up with soundboard sounds.
no. I did come back to a very important part though. So
Yeah, everyone's committed except everyone's fully committed except for Thay, which is fine.
literally just heard it, which is fantastic.
Well, so they is as fully committed as they are supposed to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just
Which,
don't want they going to total.
Yeah, we
war
don't want
in-
them
No,
all
it
in.
doesn't.
We want them. Yeah.
just moderately.
They'll call, but they won't go all in. It's fine. That's good.
You don't want Saz Tam to show up on the front lines.
Yeah, not Rebecca's
Yeah.
cousin. I mean, uncle, whichever one.
Cousin.
Well,
Cousin
yeah,
Zazzy.
he said he could end this whole fight real quick. He teleported on top of this, over top of the well, and started blowing into this horn.
Oh no. No, not the horde of beckoning death.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then they just started falling. But then the fog started hitting our beat. Congratulations, guys. You have played the system and managed to get everyone when coming into today's session after you sold the tower to the Synths.
We did everything we absolutely could have to not get everyone involved, and we still got everyone involved.
So between the since the third session, before Laryl and Isval committed, the Order of the Gauntlet was at -3 since last session.
Ooh.
Had 1 positive and 4 negatives with them since the previous council. Oh, I'm sorry, because you also recruited the Arcane Brotherhood during that, so you were at -4.
All right, yeah, because they don't like them. They were like the only one that didn't like them.
Yeah, they were the only one that didn't like the Arcane.
Yeah, we did absolutely everything to get the Order of the Gauntlet not to participate.
He came into this meeting angry.
Yeah. If I could,
No.
Morgan will. No. Okay.
What more?
Sorry.
Morgan will stand up and just kind of look at all of them, and now I know this probably doesn't matter too much coming from me. I'm just some nobody that kind of happened into all of this by making some really great friends. But I commend all of you. Thank you for doing the right thing.
You just lost support. Let's go.
Let's kill this undead bitch. No disrespect.
She's not undead, the undying bitch.
Alright, undying bitch. You know what I mean.
Yeah, you actually just lost they.
I mean that's okay.
Bye.
Yeah, they're teleporting to their circle inside of Waterdeep as soon as y'all leave
Uh-oh.
with the horn.
No, he probably would have said undying, but
Yeah,
yeah,
Morgan's heard it.
be like, let's get that undying bitch.
Not to be confused with the bitch queen.
Yeah, not the sea bitch. And then he'll sit back down.
Oh, I probably should say the Uniques are fully committed.
I thought that was a given, but yeah, we're fully committed.
And I'll say, so not in response to that, but in response to everyone being fully committed. There'd be clapping around the table, except for from except
The
from
Valkyr.
the Valkyr, yeah, the Valkyr, and the Zents would also not be clapping. But yeah, so with that, I believe we all need to get our respective people to start making the necessary preparations that we haven't up until yet. There is. Second. Calendar of Arctos. Because for some reason I cannot get this calendar to stick in my head. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whereas just over 6 months between now and when in midsummer. I propose 2 months to make whatever preparations and armaments and the like you need to make. 2 months to rally in, and she'll look over to Antharf room. El Terrell? And he'll nod. Which will leave us with round about enough time to march such a large force to the Well of Dragons.
Oh, one more
Any
thing. On the march to
arguments?
the Well of Dragons, gonna need light at night as we came across a Shadow Dracolich while there on our way there, and I doubt he was the only one.
The light would be counterproductive to if we tried to conceal our movements, but we will talk strategy on that, I guess, when we meet next, which will be in El Terrell.
I think Fairy Fire would work, but I couldn't get it to go off.
Yeah, at the very least, have bright lights on standby at
Wait,
night.
did you say Shadow Dragon or did you say Shadow Dracolich?
Shadow Dracolich?
Shadow Dracolich.
It seemed to have been a Dracolich that spent time in the Shadowfell.
I'm familiar with the concept. It wasn't the Dire Dragon by any chance, was it?
It didn't give a name.
With the Grim Nashar.
The what?
Uther Grimnashar.
Uther Grimnashar. It was, I think, originally a black dragon.
Yeah, it looked like a black dragon.
For perhaps the first time, you see clear apprehension in the Open Lord's eyes.
They're like, fuck, we've already committed to this. God damn it. God damn it!
I mean, we almost defeated it.
How old of a dragon would you estimate?
An adult or an ancient?
Like
Actually,
Dean
isn't it
said,
harder
it's
to-
difficult to say. It was either an old adult or a young ancient.
You didn't kill it, correct?
Yes, we made a deal with it. I managed to convince it that we're against the the current cult, and if he's a Draco Lich, then he's probably for the old cult. So we have a common foe. So he decided to let us sneak in and then would report us later.
Yeah, don't.
Perrin, correct me if I'm wrong, but Draco Liches can inhabit anybody after they are killed, correct? Well, any dragon body, she would say.
I
Um,
believe so.
Yeah, so Taryn would, and you see him get the recognition in his eyes of what she's thinking. Yes, that is correct. Best not to kill him lest they find a great worm to put him in within the well.
At least until you destroy the phylactery.
They don't have one. They don't operate like a normal lich. They inhabit a gem of sorts.
How do you kill a Draco Lich permanently then?
You must kill them while their gem is on another plane.
Well, I have an idea then.
Killing them is tricky because you may think you're up against a wormling or a young. May get them fairly easily. And then they come back because whoever owns their gem puts it in an ancient, a great worm, an adult, what have you. And them being at the well, there's no shortage of dragon bodies, or there didn't used to be. Is there still corpses all over there?
There was a fair few, and some were almost the size of a mountain.
Once again, on the Unique's falling back assward into success, you didn't kill him to create a great worm, Shadow Draco Lich, to fight in the final fight.
God damn, that's lucky.
I want to gauge Silverhand's looks. It feels like she knows this dragon personally.
Insight check.
Fuck! She's hard to read.
I gotta see what her deception is. She can probably fail that. I mean, she's not what she used to be. They don't allow that kind of stuff in 5e. And hard to read.
I was going to ask if I could also insight, but it might be too late for that.
You can, yeah.
Okay.
What are you inciting the same thing, or what are you trying to incite?
Yeah, I'd say something similar, something along the lines of that. Just that she seems to know more than she's letting on, and he wants to try and figure out what it might be.
Okay, so from that, I mean, even on a nat 20, it's not mind reading.
No,
She
I know.
definitely knows of this dragon that she is talking about. She knows of Shadow Draco Lich in that area. Whether it's from personal experience, unlikely, she's a politician, or maybe she did a lot of research on dragons. You're not sure. She does seem to know an awful lot about them. And that does seem to be more genuine apprehension as opposed to just, oh, I've heard of those. Those are scary. Then again, a dragon did just attack her city.
Yeah.
So she definitely has more knowledge, and because it's a nat 20, she has more knowledge than she's letting on, even. But you don't know that if it is firsthand or research.
Okay.
Are there any Problems with the 2-month plan. Okay. Ambassador Bronanvil, I believe your dwarves will probably be quite busy forging armor for some of the factions over the next 2 months. And is there anything else y'all would want to talk about?
Not with the council. I want to talk to Elia about potentially talking to Silverhand about Bahamut being missing.
So, this was Onthar's room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Morgan wants to.
This-
Yeah, he wants to try and talk to him.
Afterwards.
Yeah, afterwards.
Okay. So I'll say the council breaks. Rebecca makes her way over to Romalia. Or no, to Elia, sorry. And Morgan makes his way to Onthar. And I'm not gonna move everyone, but they're variously talking to their people or making their way out.
Yeah, I want to talk to Elia and see if we can, at the very least, tell Silverhand. And I know she did say that the Harpers tend to not really keep secrets too well. But I feel like the Harpers would be the best chance at finding where he is.
I'll say, and this might be, I don't know if Morgan and Rebecca are communicating this to each other, and if this is already what you're doing, Dylan, I apologize. But the Order of Paladins might need to know that their people of that persuasion are not going to
Be as strong.
be as strong as they might think they should be.
That's a good point. Probably should also inform the Paladins.
But we'll start with Morgan if that's okay. Unless that's what you're talking to him about.
That wasn't what he was going to talk to him about, but yeah, you know what? Normally it's not something that he would share, but I feel like he thinks it's important, especially with his like sort of connection with religion now. That's something that they need to know. But he'll approach once he seems to have like a free moment, not speaking to his advisors, and he asks him if he could speak to him one-on-one.
Of course. What could I do for you?
All right. And you said like the little like alcoves have like it seems. What would we know? Is it like actually like an enchantment that prevents people from listening in, or is it more just like we couldn't hear well because it didn't carry well?
Yeah, you think it's more
acoustics are
acoustics than
designed.
magic.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I just want to again say thank you. You seemed pretty pissed when you got here, but I'm glad that you changed your mind and decided to commit fully.
I was wondering
I'm-
how that was pissed.
Oh, I was wondering that was pissed. Well, no, didn't you say this guy was mad too?
Yeah, because we
This
had
guy
Thay and Arcane Brotherhood in the
Oh,
one.
Yeah.
After the Thay and the Arcane Brotherhood, yeah, he got upset after that.
I know that our choices aren't exactly agreeable and may not necessarily be the wisest, but we are trying our best under the circumstances.
Great, we lost support.
Stop.
I can appreciate that, and know that it is, as is the case with most of the council, not something that we are making the decision unilaterally. I am just a representative of my faction, as opposed to, say, Lord Protector Neverember over there, who is the actual leader of his city.
Right.
So I have to bear in mind the wishes of my compatriots as well.
And that's completely understandable. But I'm sorry if at all we rubbed you in the wrong way. That being said, as a token of, I guess, good faith, from one worshiper to another, and this should go without saying. please be incredibly careful with who you share this information with, and it would be preferable if you didn't share it at all. I know that sounds weird. There is. Oh fuck! So, what are the full details? It's that we believe that he has been captured.
The Cult
And
of the
that-
Dragon captured Bahamut when he was roaming the material plane on one of his pilgrimages.
Right. Okay. It has come to our knowledge, and I'm sorry that we didn't tell you sooner, but as you can understand, that this needs to be closely guarded. Bahamut was captured by the cult during one of his pilgrimages to the material plane. The worshippers
Excuse
of
me?
the Platinum Dragon within your order might find their powers weakened. We are actively attempting to rescue him, but it has proven difficult. And mind you, this is at the top of our priorities.
How long has this been going on?
Like,
I mean,
how
we've
long-
known for about a month and a half.
You've known since the Dragon Council, which would have been. The Dragon Council meeting was Marpanoth 25th, Deus Hammer 23rd, and you've known for almost 3 months.
the Uniques have known this information for roughly 3 months. And I can understand if you're angry. But we had to keep it compartmentalized. If this got out,
It
Wrong
would be the cult would likely move up their plans if they can. It would certainly embolden them.
right.
This is grave news.
Yes. And I think that you're the right people, which is why my companions might not be super happy with me sharing this, but I think
At
that
least
you
without
had
talking to us first.
yeah. But I felt that you had a right to know.
My thanks. I'll. I don't know what to do with this without saying anything.
And I imagine that that's equally as difficult. All right, good night. We are Just-
Good night,
Good night.
Lothar.
no, that was my dad. But we are actively trying to remedy this. We still have leads, right? We do potentially have leads.
So,
He is likely kept with the Dragon Ken.
he is likely kept with the Dragonkin. The best you knew, 4 of the gold great worms were probably with him. Tia and Celeste went after one to the northeast of Waterdeep. Tia and Celeste are currently after one in Chult. And Loki and Chickenpox were following a lead on one down south of Baldur's.
Okay. You know
And
what?
that's where Loki got injured.
Yeah, so he'll share this information with him, and he'll say, "Now up until this point, we weren't sure. We assumed that he was being kept with the other draconic beings that were being captured. But now that you've provided us additional information on that, that should hopefully expedite our search.
And did you say to him about the gold great worm? Would you have told him the gold great worms are captured as well, or would you just have said about Bahamut?
Yeah, he'll tell him that too. He's gonna full honesty with this guy. The whole shebang. Although he's not gonna mention the whole thing with Rebecca.
Rebecca almost eating the essence.
Not
That was not by choice.
Well, no. But us finding the essence was a good thing, though. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
It's
the emergency
hard-
generator.
Yeah, it's part of the essence. It's not the main essence. Otherwise, Tiamat consuming him would be worthless. But it is something that is being used as a battery to keep
To keep like the
the paladins
system
and,
working
the
to
warlock
save.
program going.
Got you. Okay, and yeah, and he'll let him know that too, as I guess like a piece of good news.
Okay. Um, that might explain the secret missions that the Church of the Platinum Dragon kept going on here in Waterdeep, or here from Waterdeep.
Yes. Well,
They refuse to share the information about, but that makes it a bit more understandable. Did you have anything else?
I think that about covers it, right?
Probably
Because
tell
he.
them that if a golden worm in disguise is found, they need to die a heroic death.
Oh,
No, no. So I changed. I said that was a misspeak, and Tia had to come and retcon it. They have to die while still being worthy. They have to
okay.
die without losing their worthiness.
So yeah, so he'll explain that to him as well. So if by
So kill them
chance,
before they murder someone in cold blood.
yeah, or kill them before they're captured, because if they're still
Yeah.
technically worthy and they get captured, then that prevents one of them being in their hands. But yeah, he would also explain that.
What was the thing you were going over there for?
It was just initially the apology.
Okay.
Yeah, the apology / thank you, because
So you were joining up since you're a paladin or a cleric now.
I mean, he is, but I don't know if it's one of those ones that would be recognized by them.
It is. They're a good deity.
Yeah, that's true. But no, he's not gonna ask to join the Order of the Gauntlet. He wouldn't presume to do so.
Okay. And Rebecca with Elia to wrap it up.
I think we should, at the very least, tell Lady Silverhand about Bahamut missing, and I think the Harpers can help us find him. So they could also know. I know you said they don't really keep secrets too well, in regards to the mask, but I do think that they're the best shot at finding where he is.
I have no problem with the Open Lord or her Marshal knowing about it. The Harpers are... Well, I see the merit in what you're suggesting. I am not convinced.
Do the Harpers have a history with metallic dragons that I'm not aware of?
Not specifically, but... Well, information being Free on paper sounds good. Some information shouldn't be so readily available. And they do not much discriminate between the two. I trust the Open Lord and her marshal,
All right.
but letting the Harpers know isn't just letting one person know. It is letting a group, it's letting an organization know. It just takes one set of loose lips to let that out.
I understand. All right.
I would even go so far as to say I trust Romalia, but I'm not sure she can do much with that information on her own.
She probably could at least not tell them specifically what they're looking what to keep an eye out for, just like keep an eye out for, or at least more prioritize the captured draconic beings, as he's likely there.
Well, as I said earlier, if you feel confident that it won't get out, go ahead, but you should know the danger that this information poses.
Right. Okay, I won't tell Romalia about it. I'll just ask her that it is probably more of a priority. Due to circumstances that is, for the safety of the realm, best not said. Would you like to talk to
Your
Russell?
friend over there does have loose lips, though.
Do you look
And
at
she looks over at Morgan.
Oh, motherfucker! I'll talk to him.
You see Morgan over there chatting with Antharfru.
I mean, if he's telling the paladins about that, hopefully I'll talk to Froome and make sure that he does not tell anyone about this. But it's probably a good idea that the paladins know about it, because, you know, if they get their power from the Platinum Dragon, and, well, it's not going to be as readily available. But would you like to come talk to Laura Silverhand with me?
Certainly. And I assume you wave Morgan over to.
Yep.
Yeah, once Morgan finishes up, he'll
Yeah,
he'll just
I'll make sure, like, you fucking told him?
well, yeah, well, before he walks, you know, like before he departs from him, he would just be like, and please just remember, be very careful who you trust this information with. And
Go to the Slayer up here. And unnoticed by any of you, the rest of her retinue had cleared out, and Elminster is there talking to her.
oh my god,
Oh, excellent. Elminster, you're here too.
He holds out a fork to you.
Oh. I guess I'll pass him 250 gold.
He'll take it. If you thought he wouldn't take it, he's gonna take it.
I'm
that's
neutral good now,
Elminster.
so yeah.
Yo, shared alignment. No, I think I'm chaotic.
You
neutral.
are chaotic, I believe. 250.
Yeah, I'm chaotic.
144.
Chaotic.
What is Elminster's alignment? 1 second.
I think he's neutral good.
Does this man not have an... Oh, he's chaotic good.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
he'd
for
take
him.
the money. He'd take the money.
What? Baator. What plane of Baator?
The tuning fork.
Yeah.
Avernus.
Avernus. Okay.
But he would say that is a plane that can be shut down to individual travelers.
I see. Just my father is in between Dis and Avernus, his body and soul. So
Why would he do that?
I don't know. It seems he's stuck there and he can't respond.
He can't respond to this message. That's strange.
It is.
When did he leave for there?
He disappeared about a few months after I was born. So about a bit under 27 years ago. I don't know if he's been there the entire time, but he's there now.
This is true.
I'm assuming you didn't come over just for your fork, though.
No. I was not expecting to see you here. I brought Elia over. There's something the two of you should know.
Oh, thanks for those drinks, by the way.
Of course.
Um,
Anything for helping taking down an ancient dragon. Plus, there's plenty more where that came from.
yeah, that stuff was
I
good.
like this, man.
So this cannot leave this room.
He waves his hand.
Like, in what way?
He casts a spell.
Oh,
He did a Master Silver spell.
okay, yeah, he casts a spell to shield it. Bahamut, on one of his pilgrimages to the mortal world, was captured by the Cult of the Dragon. And they're holding him somewhere, probably with the other draconic beings. I'll basically fill them in on everything we know about it for brevity.
So cool.
Rebecca, you see Morgan looking around while this is going on. Well, that does explain a few things. But that is quite concerning.
I
My
will.
focus is on defending the city, though, so I'm not sure how much I can do about that right now
I was gonna.
without leaving the city.
I was gonna ask Romalia to see if she can get some Harpers out to prioritize finding the dragonkin, but without actually telling her the specifics of why it's so important.
Why do you say you were going to? Why don't you do it?
I mean, like, I'm going to, like, after this.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
Just because she can't be trusted. Loose lips sink ships. You know, no.
Punch Morgan. Also share with you a theory I had that I shared with Elia in secret during the meeting. What if the reason he was captured was so Tiamat could absorb his essence, and with the dragon scales, the dragon body that they're possibly building for her, they make like a mega dragon that is the master of all dragons with her in control.
Well, the first part of that is probably goes without saying. The second part, however, the Tablets of Fate would make that more difficult than what you're saying, but I suppose she could absorb the portfolio. You have no idea what he's talking about.
Yes, the portfolio. I like the way you think.
Gods have folders?
Yes.
Off their artwork. I mean, you want to explain the scales you mentioned that weren't chromatic or metallic. To find whatever happened to Sardior. If she wanted to be overall dragon, she'd have to find the third sibling.
Null?
Null, yep.
Has anyone checked in on Null lately?
Well, what do you mean by lately?
Like within the past year or so?
One second.
Time is relative, my dear boy.
Time is relative.
I am older than this city. Do you know what lately means to me?
Older than this city is an understatement. Even. No, I can't say that I've had tea with Null in at least 3 decades.
My god, he has tea with him. He just takes a casual trip to the Shadowfell to have tea with the undead dragon god.
See, I like to imagine that because in Fizbin, there's a comment from Bahamut that he doesn't know where dragon turtles came from, and neither does Tiamat. So I imagine them having, like, when they're not in a crisis like this, they meet up like Charles Xavier and Magneto to play chess.
Oh no, they're playing chess right now with the material plane.
Yep.
Bahamut has a handicap this time, though.
Yeah.
Would you know any of see if Null has been taken?
How can you take nothing?
Null's the name. I don't think he's the god of nothing. I don't really understand what Null is. It gets more complicated the more you look at it.
He works for, well, there's 2 of them, and one of them works for the Dragon Queen, and one of them works for Vecna.
Oh, I heard of that guy. Whispered in the wind.
Death, fate, knowledge, law, and scaly kind.
Right, so he works with 2 evil gods, and you have tea with him?
Oh, the Raven Queen isn't evil?
Oh, I heard the Dragon Queen.
No, he works for one of him works for the Raven Queen, and one of him works for Vecna.
I heard Dragon Queen as well.
I may have misspoke. I'm pretty sure. I thought I said Raven Queen, but
Yeah,
It could have been either for me, honestly.
But Raven Queen is lawful neutral.
Yeah, Raven Queen's fine in my book. A little, a bit have a bit of a stick up her butt in terms of raising those from the dead, but oh well.
I don't know,
Yeah,
Rebecca.
and both of him have 2 alignments.
Oh, fun. Lawful neutral, lawful good, and
No,
chaotic
lawful
neutral.
evil and lawful neutral
Lawful evil.
for both.
Oh, for both, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Truly is the balance.
But tell me about these stranger scales you saw. And because it's been so long, you don't actually have to describe them because I doubt any of us have that written down.
Oh, one of them was an emerald scale.
Yeah, some were metallic, some seem to be like
Another one was either a brass or a
out of
bronze
game. I
scale.
think it might have been from an elder brain dragon.
Nah, I thought it was a deep dragon.
That no, that didn't predate Fizzbins. One of them was from a deep dragon.
Yeah, deep dragon.
One of them was from a Dracolich.
Was that the shadowy one?
Yep. Oh no, that was the Shadow Dragon.
Oh, there's a shadow dragon. There was a
The
decaying
Dracolich was
one.
the decaying one.
Yeah, and then a deep dragon, and then I thought there was an emerald one
There
too.
was
Yeah,
there was an emerald one. That was the gem you saw, and then there was a tiny one, and that and he when you describe him, he tells you the deep. He explains deep shadow Dracolich, and the tiny one when you describe it
fairy dragon.
came from a fairy dragon. It sounds like.
Oh, I had the pleasure of meeting one. Unfortunately, I couldn't talk to it. I was the only person in my group that can't speak Draconic.
I just naturally have a way with people. I don't know what to tell you, Rebecca.
You
It's
weren't
not good for
there.
Ludin.
I was in Chult.
I don't know what you're talking about, Rebecca, but I still naturally have a way with people. I never learned Draconic, but apparently I could speak it.
Forget. Did
I
Loki was the only
thought,
Loki was the only other one that couldn't speak Draconic. Did he have tongues? He did
I-
not.
I don't know, I didn't have tongues.
Yeah, Loki was the only other one. And Elia, of course. Couldn't be a dragon. Well, that goes beyond fairy dragon, deep dragon. That makes it more complicated. Shadow. It gets into the planar dragons.
Fairy dragons actual dragons?
Yep.
No, they're not true dragons, but they are dragons, yes.
So like a kobold?
Kobold's a humanoid.
Dragonborn?
They're also humanoid.
Humanoid.
They're more like wyverns in their relation to dragons.
Half dragon? It depends on what the other half is.
Well, at least Dragonborn don't try to stab me with their tails when I go to give them a hug.
It seems that between the kidnappings and the scales we know of, they are covering all the types of dragon. Potentially. Dragon turtles yet? Elementals? No. No rust dragon.
Well, that sounds cool. Are those evil?
They demand a payment for you to get through the cog. You have to sacrifice a Modron to them.
Yep.
That sounds evil.
Rust dragons are a planar dragon, and they are. Do they have alignment? They're either lawful neutral or lawful evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they come from Acheron. They're the planar dragons for Acheron.
That's actually where I got my cloak from. A rust dragon.
Oh, the Zippy Zappy teleport cloak?
Yep.
I'll see what I can find out. I do have someone I could ask for information. That might know some things. But
I'm sure the great Elminster probably knows all the other great names in history.
oh yes, but uh, most of them aren't as friendly as I am.
How's that Mordenkainen guy?
Mori who?
He's not from here. From a different sphere.
Hmm.
We did spend some time here. Me and him meet up in the Green Woods.
A tavern?
No, it's a house.
Oh.
Yeah. But unless you have any other questions for Elminster or the Open Lord, I think we'll end it there. It's way past.
Okay.
I don't think I have any at the moment.
Me, Mordenkainen, and Dalamar used to meet up in the Green Woods.
There's also this guy named Greenwood I also meet up with, but that's a different tale.
A tale for another day.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's when they did it. It's the same tale.
Oh, it's the same tale.
Yeah. He calls him Ed of the Green Woods.
Oh! Oh!
This Ed Greenwood. Yeah. Last time we were there, this weird wizard named Caleb was there.
Caleb?
You're lying to me. There's no way the Dirt Wizard met him. Is that canon?
What kind of
Which canon?
great wizard is named Caleb?
Oh, is that actually Exandria canon?
It's it's not canon, Exandria canon. No.
Oh, was it one of their one shots?
No. It's don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
It's something Bean made up.
No, it's Liam O'Brien met Ed Greenwood and they had tea.
It might be Vecna Vecna canon.
Oh.
Wait, Caleb Widowgast is in the fucking Vecna book?
No.
No,
But
okay.
it might be Vecna, like our campaign canon.
Okay, interesting. Caleb the Dirt Wizard met the Greenwoods.
Well, I mean, because the Great Wizard of Eberron is an artificer. He only gets 5th level spells. Or the one that meets up with Elminster. AKA Merrick Stakanath. The greatest wizard is very subjective. Clearly, it should be Volo for the Forgotten Realms. That's you. This episode.